है the lows, कैसे हो the lows? What is up? What is up? भाई आई होप मैं एक्साइटमेंट में ना ज्यादा नहीं चिल्लाऊं क्योंकि पंकु सो गई है और उसको उठने का है सुबह को, समझ रहे हो? तो आज एकदम कलम रिएक्शन होएगा, कलम रिएक्शन. हेलो चैट, व्हाट इज अप, व्हाट इज अप, व्हाट इज अप? भाई सीने का पहला मैच देखा क्या? घुस घुस के मारा बे, घुस घुस के.
As well on Vine. Yeah. He was able to do on the fragging department was insane. On top of the vibes that he was bringing, as you were mentioning.
और आ गया chat, और आ गया.
Down on Vine and having to turn it around. You know, you win the pistol and Cortesia standing up. Yeah. He's bringing the energy from, you know, when you think it's already, you know, we're going to lap 3. So I love seeing that from them, and I love that they recognize that that was something that was missing.
True. Yeah, I think that without a doubt, you need to have those individuals out there. Can't everyone just be stoic? Everyone can't just be like, oh yeah, good.
कितना टाइम है चालू होने को?
Like you actually have to, you know, show like you want to freaking be.
5 मिनट भी नहीं है सर.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard you in comments.
Love you, Maverick.
No, but honestly, you have to want to sound like you want to be, right? And I think that goes to show
we are winning fair.
I mean, especially when you're more of a veteran on the team too. Like you have to be there for your team. You have to make sure that the rookies aren't getting too hard on themselves as well. It's a confidence builder, and I think it just worked really well for them.
Yeah, no, for sure, without a doubt. Now, of course, Dan, this person right here, had an opportunity to catch up with Artson following last week's win. Let's check out what they had to say. What do you have to say, Dan?
उसको याद नहीं है.
Creo que una cosa que faltaba para nosotros con con las derrotas es energía. No teníamos mucha energía jugando los otros juegos. Entonces, a mí un poco más a Cortés. Cortés es un cara muy alegre, muy eléctrico. Entonces, nosotros nos conversamos, hablamos, hey, necesitamos un poco más de energía, necesitamos conmemorar más.
Good morning.
Muy abajo, muy fríos, entonces vamos a colocar energía por arriba.
Now, I don't know who that woman next to Artson was.
Who was that?
I don't know. I've never seen her a day in my life. But there, you know, kind of goes along with what we were saying, right? Like, you know, the
last game, last
to be
kill.
able to just like speak up in those moments and say like, hey, we got to keep the energy up here today. This is very important. I think, you know, without a doubt against NRG, you're going to need to do the same thing, Dan.
And also recognizing that that's not something that everyone can do. You need to have the personality to be the hype man.
Match अच्छा है ना, match अच्छा नहीं रहता तो सो जाता था मैं.
He's able to do it compared to everybody else. I mean, you would not expect, you know, Aspas to be standing up and hyping up his teammates. It's kind of everybody else being able to do it. So I love to see that for a team. He's such a great leader, and I love the way that they're balancing things off right now, right? When you're still going with this co-IGLing style, where everybody else is able to take a part in the communication too, and allow pieces like Cortesia to shine the way that he did.
Premier में कौन सा map है रे?
I feel like it's also a huge thing to be able to do all this on the outside of the game, but also perform on the inside. Like you said, his Viper was really good. The way that he's playing has been super stable for the team, and I feel like he's really
easy for energy
onto that map. The util usage has been great. A lot of the time their winning conditions have been on that Viper pit, and he seems to utilize it overall really, really well. They have that solid plan, and he's playing phenomenally.
Yeah, if they can keep this going, especially Cortesia, that certainly sets him up for success here in this matchup against NRG. But you're still going up against NRG. You're still going up against a force. Granted, though, I would say that the same conversation was probably being had with 100 Thieves yesterday, because they were also a team that was looking like they were on the come up as well.
It's a big difference. If you look at the setup of MIBR, we kind of thought it was over for them. Looking at them week 1 and week 2, we thought that there was no chance for them. Then they completely bounced back against 100 Thieves. They look so much better, and that's what they talked about. This is the momentum that they needed to win that first series to make, you know, something going up with this. For NRG, it was kind of the opposite, right? Starting very slow, and now looking like a very, very strong team.
Ironically, it feels like both these teams have found their identities. Yeah. And it feels like now they're in that matchup where they're trying to see like which one has the most solid gameplay, the most solid game as well, and just like who's better as a team and having that synergy and keeping it up.
Yeah, excellent point on that one. But you see, I think that for NRG, right, you know, they're going to need to have to slow down whatever momentum MIBR has been building up here. And if anything, it seems like maybe the, you know, maps might be in their favor, right? Seems like you just ban Icebox and you kind of solved the problem there, team. I don't know. You think that's on the cards here, Joya?
It's a great possibility. I mean, it's really impressive. This is the map pool for
100% win rate.
year of America. So they're 6-0 right now. When you look at, we're ignoring what happened in Toronto, we're ignoring what happened with Team Liquid, but just the fact that they've been undefeated in Americas on this map is a statement. And part of it is Cortesia, the player that we talked about on the Killjoy, how good he looks. And obviously, it's a map that allows you to frag out. It allows
current best player कौन है?
wants to do.
Yeah.
And
Current form, not all time. Currently best player.
Don't play that.
Yeah.
बहुत लोग हैं रे.
Just avoid it, NRG. We're telling you what to do.
Stay away.
Zekken बहुत ज़्यादा
We're staying
consistent है
away, but
लेकिन.
yeah, no, the Icebox looks really
अभी
good.
NA में
I think
Zekken बहुत
MIBR,
consistent है,
they
बहुत ज़्यादा.
never lost their
बहुत
identity on
ज़्यादा.
Icebox, and I feel like it was more bringing it into these other maps, which is why I feel like last week was kind of, or not last week,
थोड़ा
sorry, 2
reaction
weeks
दे
ago
दो.
was like a little bit rough because
क्या
we
चीज़
didn't
का?
really see the team that we're used to seeing. Whereas on Icebox, we saw Aspas taking a lot of that aggressive angles, going back to that operator and just being really solid on that. So.
Yeah, the confidence to go for those fights the way that we know they're capable of doing. But on the other side, though, we have
The last
NRG,
round,
who,
Sinan
like
versus Regine.
is also
Nah,
on a bit of an upswing as well, right? Because they
कौन सा
too
react
came
करता
off
हूँ
of a
रे मैं
big
ऐसा?
win off of Leviathan. I remember seeing the results here, and I'm not all that surprised, Athena, but at the same time, I do have to feel like, man, what a great time for NRG to like really wake up in this stage.
Yeah, for sure. I think this game was so fun to watch against
Alpha भी है.
but NRG, they took it to a whole nother level. I'm super convinced that whatever changes that they have made, whether it's in the gameplay, whether it's in the calling, whether it's in whatever it is, it has done
कौन याद कर रहे?
wonders. Because the NRG we're seeing now looks so good as a
कौन
team.
याद कर रहा भाई?
It feels like their mid-rounding is really good. Feels like their pacing on all their rounds has been solid.
Women
We talked
surprising
about how
song
they
by
were super
Baby
slow, and now
NRG.
they're starting to speed up a bit, and it's done really good things for them.
Yeah, it's a team that honestly looks amazing, and I've always been worried about NRG because they kind
कितने बजे start होएगा? अभी 2 मिनट.
It feels like you said, they finally found themselves. They finally found a style that works for them, and it's very doable. I mean, you look at
Who
the
should
MIBR
I
match,
follow
they have
to
this
be a
50-50,
control
but
main?
I still think they can win the last
Streams?
2, and only with this one they already make it.
Streams का पता नहीं रे, pro players
The macro for this team has been great.
randomly
They're so
stream
proactive
करते हैं.
when they're playing defensive side, no matter what map, and it's just the little things that you see them,
मेरे को idea नहीं इतना.
slowly working out for them.
Yeah. This definitely this gives me confidence for NRG because they can continue to build off of this, right? But we did get an opportunity to catch up with the rookie
best
Scuba.
flex.
Vans caught some words with him earlier on today.
लेकिन एक है स्ट्रीम में वो लोग बकचोदी करते करते खेलते हैं ना.
Scuba, to me, you're like the controller to look out for within challengers going into the VCTs. But just towards the end, with Kubert Academy and now with Energy, you had to switch into the Sentinel role. So how does that playstyle change for you? Is it more and how do you
आप भी तो best player बस
with
नीचे.
this new role?
I appreciate that.
सुबह के 4:30 बजे hit.
Sentinel has been pretty easy for me. It's very similar controller in Sentinel. And obviously it's not a full swap. I still play Omen and Astra and Viper on a couple
Chat
maps.
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? चाय लेके आ जाओ क्या
honestly,
गर्मा गर्म?
With Kubert giving me the chance to like learn the role and get some practice in it, I've started to like it a lot more than Smokes.
Awesome. Hopefully that
Problem है
impact
कि
translates
made
over
नहीं
against
है.
MIBR today. Good luck.
We're seeing like players, you're seeing players like Scuba, words are hard, grow and evolve over time, but also guys like Mata who have been crushing it as well.
कितने चाय पीते हैं?
every
इतना
single
चाय
one of these
पीता नहीं
players
होगा.
have really stepped up when they need
आज
to.
तो मैं
I
2 ही
feel
कप
like
पिए.
for Energy as a whole, we've seen Mata and Som constantly be those outstanding players. So
आजा
it's good to see
4:30 को
that it
चालू होगा.
goes
पक्का
all across
4:30 चालू
roles
होगा
on
क्या?
this team.
Yeah, this is a squad, and
Problem
if anything,
ये
this
है
is
कि
also
मैं
a match
मोबाइल
that
में
you
देख
are
भी नहीं
certainly
सकता
gonna
हूँ
wanna
क्योंकि
sit
मेरा
down
मोबाइल का
and
बैटरी
take a
नहीं
watch
है.
for, because this is going to be a fun one. As we get ready to head on over to the stage, it is now time to bring out your two teams. Here are MIBR and NRG. Let's bring them out.
आ गए बे.
All right, and let's welcome to the stage your first squad. It's NRG.
सिनन का वॉच पार्टी कितने गया?
And of course, NRG.
सिनन क्वालिफाई हो गया. सामने वाला टीम भी थोड़ा
going for them here. Off the big
Casual
win
था.
last week for NRG against Leviathan, which we all thought was going to be a close one for sure, but NRG managing to come out on top there. They have to be feeling fantastic coming into this week.
For sure, the momentum is there, the vibes are there, and I
तेरा
feel
मोबाइल
like they
बार-बार
should just
discharge
hold
कैसे होता है? भाई,
on to
सुबह
that
से काम ही
confidence and
करता हूँ
make
भाई
sure
मैं.
they're putting that into the server. NRG had some of the cleanest gameplay this past couple of weeks for me at least.
किसको तो बात Sombai.
Throughout all these Americas teams, and I have high hopes.
Language, Yuvraj bhai,
You mentioned a little bit
language.
of Mata and what he was able to do before. Mata, the numbers that he was putting on first kills
वैसे भी
last
2-0
week,
बढ़
that
गया.
was
पता ही था
some
2-0 है.
moist Shopify Mata that we were seeing.
Stream का
Lots of
bitrate बढ़ाओ,
challenges
already
and always
15,000 है.
bringing it back.
Well, let's see if his opponent can stop him in their tracks. It's going to be MIBR. And MIBR,
अगर आसपास चला
shared by the legend Fraud, growing throughout the stage.
तो
a topsy-turvy season without a doubt. Dryad, this has been
लग गया
a bit of a roller coaster for this squad, but hey, things are looking rosy.
मजाक कर रहा था. Love
Last
you.
time that these two teams were on stage facing each other, Verno had just gone to MIBR and it was a revenge matchup that they were looking for. And now, wouldn't it be poetic
आसपास
that
कपड़े कम
Verno
टीम ज्यादा
denies
मतलब पागल हो गए क्या भाई?
that chance for Energy to make it to playoffs this time around?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, spicy. And there is a possibility, right? You know, like this MIBR team is playing some great Valorant. Let's go ahead and take a look at the series layout here. You got Lotus, Bine, and if necessary, we'll be taking a trip to one of my favorite maps, Haven, to close things out here.
आसपास 35 kills in one game easy नहीं है रे. Energy strong है.
Athena, what do you think about this series layout?
I think it makes sense. I think NRG
अभी MIBR को
defense
जीतना
side
ही
on Lotus
पड़ेगा.
is really
Option
good.
नहीं
They
है.
have really good rotations. They're really good at making those aggressive plays and falling back into those retake kind of situations. But I mean, this goes well for both teams. For NRG, for MIBR, sorry. I don't remember the last time they played Lotus. It's not on the top of my head, but I can't really remember.
करोड़ बैन क्यों हो रहा है रे? नया मैप
It's
है.
not something that we see as often, and for Energy,
इसलिए
this
क्या?
was one of the maps that looks strongest, as you're mentioning, when it comes to the macro, the way that they were going for that A fight,
Morning.
the defense with the Raze, with the Omen, and a little bit of what the Fade were doing. They're so proactive. Once they spot that there's nobody towards Robo, nobody wanting to take that A fight on
Imagine
the
losing
attacking
to
side, they're immediately
13-1 to
rotating,
Cine.
putting that
होता है
Fade
बे.
towards base. There's a lot of little
We are
different
still
things that
learning,
you
na?
see here, and that makes me excited to see what Energy and how strong they're gonna be wanting to start here.
Yeah, another note, just wanted to point out, what did we see banned first? Icebox.
Hey, they heard us.
Seems like they caught the memo, NRG. All right, here are your
भाई है
agents
बे,
now.
team
Lotus,
है,
so
team
this is
stacked
not the
है.
box standard of what you would come to see
क्या मस्त
on
ignore
this
कर
map.
रहा है
Some
आज?
swaps
नहीं
here
रे.
and there on certain class of agents, but nothing all that
आज
crazy
मेरे
on
आसपास
the
मेरे को उसका
NRG
जेट
side.
देखना है.
Honestly, I'm more curious about MIBR because I want to see what that comp is. I want to see how they're going to set up these players for success because we did see them lose
PRX
their
थोड़ा
identity
S gaming
a
भी
little
सीख जाएगा
bit.
तो
But
शायद
the
चैम
doubles
जीतने
duels,
का बहुत
this is what I
chances
love
है.
to
नहीं.
see. Okay, I love to see
PRX
it.
ने स्लो
Although,
कॉम्प खेला था,
no, Viper seems
लेकिन
a
वो
little
वर्कआउट
crazy.
नहीं किया.
This is what they were doing before, and we saw Artin when the team was so
Alex भाई ने
struggling.
बोला ना, वो
This
लोग ने
is
try
one of the
किया
maps where we saw Artin and the things that he was
slow
doing on
comp
the
खेलने
yard
का,
towards the
लेकिन
extremities, especially towards Seaside, where
नहीं
they had a
वर्कआउट
lot
कर
of
रहा है.
chances, and now that the team is all back together,
तो
they have a
एकदम
chance.
जीरो से पूरा बना
They
के
do indeed. All right,
वर्कआउट
folks, we
करने
got
से अच्छा
ourselves a
जो
killer matchup
चल रहा है वही
with
कर रहे
high
हैं लोग.
stakes and two of the best on the mic. Welcome to
आपकी
the
सिस्टर है
stage,
बंस भाई,
Uber
cousins है.
and Wyatt.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. With
लेकिन यहाँ पे नहीं है,
MIBR's
सारे
Miller's
परदेश.
win against Hunter Thieves last week, this group of Mega got very, very spicy. There's like a 40-round
लड़ने के लिए
differential between
5
first and
same
sixth in this
region
group,
के
and that is
players तो
absolutely
रखे
nothing
बहुत
in
से
context
क्या.
of things. And here, I feel like this is an inflection point. This very important week 4 matchup for both these sides, and honestly, everybody in this event.
Happy Rakshabandhan dude, same to
Absolutely. Heading
you.
into this last week, the results here could determine
Prediction
whether
हो जाए,
or not the
Energy
playoffs is even in your
2-1.
hands. Will having a 2-3 record be enough? If Energy
Energy
can get
2-1.
3-1, it feels like they're destined to be in the playoffs.
There is
I feel
gunpower
we've
too
never
strong.
really seen a
वो लोग का
group
bonding भी
this
बहुत strong है रे.
close and this high quality in any stage of VCT Americas. Any
कैसा
year
बंस
so
भाई?
far,
बढ़िया.
it has been an absolute joy to watch.
It's wild how it's played out, and we
आप
can't
कब जा रहे
confirm, we
परदेश?
can't say
पता
for
नहीं.
sure that a 3-1 record, a win here for NRG, will mathematically secure their spot in the playoffs. Right, it's a little early to say, but it's a damn good way to be walking into our 5th week here of this stage 2. And it would represent an incredible comeback for NRG across the spectrum of this year. Let's dive in here. MRB starting on the defense side, often running in the pistol. The
A
double duelist
retake,
look from
full
MRB,
retake.
clashes with the double controller of NRG.
Both sides taking opposite sides of the map very early here. NRG working off that Viper's wall to get some space towards Tree. Standard going to have the Prowler to clear this area of the map. Somewhat of a stall coming through with the Thorns, and that will allow MIBR to quickly rotate towards this site.
Yep. An early B stack here meant that some Storm util was required on the MIBR side, but here we go, Marta Spotter coming into the side.
W?
Cortezia, the man really
W?
stepped up for this team last week. Opened the account with finesse. Now it's down to Scuba Brook and Som. The latter of who's tried to test here over towards Pitbull might like another player to swing off him, and that is underway. Scuba gets there, but a little bit too late now. Has to raw face Cortezia as he drops. Very low is Verno, but still
अरे
having to take
बाप,
the fight as
वो
Brook and Scuba have 7 points of health.
Suddenly
between the two
doable
of
हो
them.
गए.
Hard hitting
नहीं
weapons
हुआ.
though in hand, it won't be enough as MIBR clean them
Energy
off. in this
qualified नहीं.
That was some lovely stall there from
एनर्जी का चांसेस ऑफ क्वालिफिकेशन इज हाई. अगर ये जीता तो क्वालिफाई हो ही जाएगा, लेकिन अगर ये हारा ना तो भी एनर्जी क्वालिफाई हो जाएगा. लेकिन एमआईबीआर का ऐसा नहीं है, एमआईबीआर को ये जीतना ही पड़ेगा. वाह ऋषि वाह. फिर से गेम 20% 80% बसड है, 70% थ्रो भी है भाई. पहले राउंड से वाइप कर रहे हैं. एयर फिक्स कर लो.
He's getting up out of his chair every single one round for this team, trying to run it back Boostio style. And he went nuts with 20 attack side kills on Bind last week. Someone I'm looking at here to really drive this team forward. There's a lot to put on the shoulders of a rookie, right? But that's what we've come to expect from him. He's garnered himself that reputation. Aspas here with a quick cancel out of that ace side part of the map. NRG with Brock a little low. Still moving on 3.
फिर से करेंगे क्या? नहीं.
It's interesting. Earlier in this season, this was a map that MIBR actually picked into. They started on defense, and the best play coming out of them was from their duelist duo.
उसको क्या पड़ी? Hello?
Had some really good synergy over towards that A site, so I want to see if that's something they continue.
बस उसको क्या पड़ी, bro?
A lot to hang your hat on if you're an MIBR fan right now. It's a matter of it coming together against a quality team in NRG. Adesina already trying to amble his way into the site. Post-plant, of course, we are, but already the Marshal's starting to sing out.
W.
Almost as quickly as it begun.
ठीक है, कुछ ज़्यादा महंगा करने गिरा है.
A couple of Guardians and the Marshal out of the round.
NRG will be content enough to get the plant
Language
coming in with the classics only. I'm excited to see more of this Art Zinyoru, how it's going to pan out.
बस भाई IC12 को मैं इस स्टेज पे देखने की बहुत इच्छा है. पता नहीं कब होगा. पार्टनर का क्वालिफाई. Wish this happens. ASAP. Love you.
MIBR was a part of that downswing that they were on. But he stepped up individually.
KWC and Tekken का क्या हाल है? Tekken I think we are out.
He was even opping a lot and was looking
FC
very
अपन बहुत अच्छा
consistent
कर
with the
रहे हैं.
weapon. So I'm interested to see how that's going to develop with him having more time on the agent.
अपन ने FC अच्छा किया, अपन ने चेस अच्छा किया. Apex अच्छा कर सकते थे. थोड़ा लेफ्ट राइट हो गया, लेकिन फिर भी देख के मजा आया वो.
Pretty good little intuitive timing there, but not expecting that Scuba could have already passed through those thorns. Entirely unaware this site is now going to be taken for free. MIBR will have to play for the retake. That involves Verno just having a ghost. Aspas just with a Marshal as well. So this seems like a situation that Energy should absolutely be able to win out.
Now these Guardians are really going to need to sing out. I think one thing you're looking towards is Baby
Try
now,
to करेंगे वो लोग.
blown in. Shenham already shows Prowler will be felled quickly, and there's Cordazia again from the same spot.
भाई क्या एंगल है बे?
Before the cloud actually went up over towards that waterfall side, so caught is Scuba.
Damage onto Ethan. He goes low, but he's able to spray Verno away. Aspas though is encroaching. Not the perfect weapon. Throw with the low health target right in his perf. He was able to take 2. This has gone pear-shaped awfully quick for NRG. And Brock has had to play back off this now. Cordazia on the defuse. Nothing he can say about it as a showstopper employed. Just an insurance policy.
Hello?
I didn't even feel like calling out that Aspas was 2 orbs away from the showstopper, because surely he wouldn't get it when he's just got the Marshal at the time as well.
6-0, Wyatt.
It seemed like NRG had the right idea there, taking some space even after Scuba died towards heaven.
अच्छा खेल रहे हैं मैं भी यार.
Distraction was
भाई
coming
क्या
in
शॉट
towards
है बे.
Baby Door, and then some fighting as well from the waterfall side. Mata and Ethan just didn't know where to look, and Aspas had a really late silent wrap back towards heaven. Perfect swing timing. Can't believe that MIBR were able to win that, honestly, but they played it great.
Duty se be phata.
We can't be doing it again.
We're going to talk about this.
It's the oldest util combo in the book on this map, man.
Mata must have thought he had the drop and is able to get ahead of him. Aspas is now just being fed.
Bro.
8-0 already. Brock on the lure.
Bro.
Picked off by Cortezia as well.
Chat.
Surely not 2 showstoppers in 5 rounds. That's not a thing that should be happening. Aspas is well on the way to his next. Scuba inching forward here on A, but the wheels have essentially fallen off the bus here for NRG with that opener.
Yeah,
but they're happening in back-to-back rounds, Wyatt. That's just, yeah.
I've gotten whiplash from these last 2 rounds. Art's in now without on the cross.
Oh
wow,
goodness.
Just that the slow crab.
Sexy read tha be, sexy read tha.
They might be able to get this spike down, especially with that dark cover. One way being thrown up towards heaven. This would require some monumental play from Som and Scuba. You know, nowhere near that Viper's Pit. Would love to have it in a situation like this.
Still a horn here for some info. Paint shells back up for Aspas.
ये स्मोक के लिए डाल रहा है, ये भी तो स्मोक अराउंड प्ले बना सकता है.
Have the tools they need. Horn dealt with now, they know Scuba's over towards that tree direction. Som trying to join him, they're going to get broken apart here, but his paint shell of Som. Good reactions! Gets himself in a decent spot now, it's up to Scuba. Tap on the spike, Scuba emerges.
देखा उसके मुंह के सामने स्मोक डाला रे.
Look, it's a tough ask to see.
उसके मुंह के सामने स्मोक में डाल तो शायद से कुछ कर लेता. भाई सॉम क्या खेलता है बे. मेरा फेवरेट बंदा है वो.
The C's now combo 2 rounds in a row, man.
No, you
two
just
gun rounds,
like 2 in a row. You can't be doing it.
किसको सपोर्ट कर रहा है? सॉम भाई.
That is so unfortunate. And then Aspas just gets into or I believe that was Sauce Boss on the webcam there. This new duel service. Sauce Boss is crazy. Dude, 9-0 already. Crazy.
भाई उसका सेकंड अल्टी आ रहा है.
Respect to MIBR. No, that was another great round, but NRG, they just keep getting the spike downs. They can keep buying up.
फेवरेट आफ्टर आसपास है ना.
There's going to be another showstopper from Aspas this round.
बिफोर आसपास यार, सॉम भाई थोड़ा वाइब है. आसपास गोड प्लेयर है, लेकिन सॉम भाई is like
up to some Yoru things.
वाइब है यार.
Able to push up towards rubble, has that gate crash escape all the way back into the spawn.
बहुत प्यारा बंदा है.
Time should be getting low on that though, so decision will be approaching for Artesian, whether he sticks it or gets out. Flashed himself around the corner. Oh, buddy.
मार सकता था.
Fancy footwork from NRG.
Not mad at that. If NRG try to accelerate, they're going to have to deal with all of the util littered across the site from that Vice. Trying to get the wall activated as Mata, but that's not going to be the case. Steel Garden routing everybody into the corner. All of MIBR essentially have rotated, drifted to this side of the map. They have 2 players for a B pivot if it comes in, and they're fully slacked on A. NRG certainly in some trouble here.
Sheer Wall did get triggered amidst all of that, so you can now bank that pinch onto A if you get tree control, and Artesian was the player commanding that space. He's now been cleared. Shannon wants to move up here, give himself a way to maybe reinforce this side or push up on it now. He knows he's about to come clashing with NRG. Has a nice little off angle inside tree. Now NRG start to feel a little bit more contained to the high ground. Mata makes the gambit. Paverno's got the transfer. Leaves it up on Scuba. Up Periscope, he says, and he's hunting. Have a chance to slip away now, but waiting for him is Aspas, always the final boss. And has himself yet another one. Just get this guy a standing desk and be done with it.
I'm surprised.
22 साल का है वो सिर्फ. क्या बात कर रहा है? सॉम 22 का नहीं है. 24 रहेगा.
Control of the map elsewhere.
क्या बात कर रहा है?
The way that they went about it, some of these swings here were a bit awkward. You know, Som catches Arts and overextending.
इतने young है वो.
The door gets procced, he runs through it. Scuba was near it, but didn't go through. A lone disconnection there with the spacing, the attempt to swing together.
The fuck? My W player
they had all 5 players on that
W
side
person है. W person.
If it comes in, they have 3 stacked onto the site.
Over the course of the year, MIBR are 2-8
27,
on this Lotus
22 का नहीं हो सकता रे. देख के हाँ बे.
Get affected by a bit of an abysmal showing in
मेरे
Toronto,
क्या है? बुरा लग रहा है कि नहीं?
Here on Lotus. Today they're looking much better, but things are going
आसपास को
exactly
सारे
the way
free
they drew them
kill.
up, right? Artesian facilitating. Aspas 10-0 right now.
Positioning बोलते उसे.
Just the engine room of the team in terms of their energy. He's adding to them at the end of the round. Whereas on the NRG side of things,
अपना puffer fish देखा क्या नहीं?
they try and make a play towards that B side. Obviously, they get punished because they're not able to push off that site whatsoever.
23 का
They
bad.
lose far too many players trying to get in on A round later. This is a very slow start for a team in NRG who's kind of trying to secure their path to playoffs in this Omega group. Our MIBR, like I said, Masters for me was like the most cataclysmic ending to a honeymoon period I've ever seen for a team, MIBR. It looks like they finally found some footing.
100%. I mean, this is an opportunity for them to show that they're not just a good team, but a great team. A team that can bounce back from such a cataclysmic event is a display of the most resilience you can have as a competitor. Aspas forced back by that some aggression
clean निकला.
towards Mound, where NRG have had
चलेगा वो लोग बहुत हिटिंग्स वेस्ट हो रहे हैं वहाँ पे.
up until this round 6.
Yeah, and that's conditioned because Cortezia has not played on C either. So there's no sheer wall to contend with for NRG on this part of the map. It might be really content to send that Vice solo to the A side.
Bro, ये लोग फिर से जाएंगे.
Now there's going to be a rotation from NRG over towards this A side.
Uh-oh.
There has been a light insertion from Scuba, just playing back rubble.
That door, of course, Razorvine to buy some time. This is looking pretty reminiscent of the pistol round. There will be a moment for MIB to get some reinforcements towards the top part of A.
Delay किया है, अब ये ulti मार
Not in
सकता है.
position. Martin looking for a showstopper, cleared instantly. That's the stopping power you need. Cortezia hit him like a Mack truck.
I mean, it's been an absolute nightmare for him. A lot of pressure going to be coming out to Shannon Brown.
Mara,
Coming to the main slowly. Easy kill for him. Ospas in heaven trying to isolate a duel, but he just can't find the opportunity to do so. Pivot from energy.
By W, भाई.
Going down, an opportunity.
क्या फट से भी गए वे वो लोग?
To display some more
ऐसा नहीं
prowess
कि
and
वाल्टा मारा तो इधर ही जाओ.
Succeeded in a 4-on-4 earlier in a situation just like this on the B side.
This time, though, the play from upper, not successful. That's Cortezia after shutting down Mata. Not able to get into this B-side proper, and Scuba's well aware that Artesine is lurking here. Double face was set up, it wasn't needed in the end. Scuba best sim. Now MIB are left with Aspas and Verno only looking on.
क्या ये क्यों ट्राई नहीं किया 4v4?
MIB have chained round after round together. And at this stage, they're just hoping to make it more costly for their foes.
Aspas would love to do a little bit more damage. That would get him close to the showstopper as well. Just sat at 3 orbs away, but Brock going to deny that and leave the round with a steel garden now. For the first time on this map, is NRG requiring to use 2 ultimates, that showstopper initially, the pit as well, to pivot over towards B site.
देखो बे, क्यूटी को देखो बे, बहुत मार रहा है बे ये.
Forward space, getting control of heaven early.
Also, they teased that Nightfall out of Verno before calling a cancel on the A kit, pivoting towards that B side of the map.
Bro, I'm actually heated up. Bro, I'm telling you we're going to win this
Yep,
game.
yep.
I mean, listen, Psalm has been shooting for sure. When we've been on his POV, his aim has been crisp. He's just been in unwinnable situations for the most part so far, but he is looking locked in. Artson on the swing, all right, trade. Very rapid, couldn't teleport away.
It's going to have to be enough for Artesine.
भाई फिर से जा रहे हैं. सेटअप नहीं टूटा लेकिन.
Anymore with Brock down, they want to take the fight to these anchors.
Well, Tazia's going to have the stopping power yet again, and not too shabby. Once again, he finds the raise. Once again, Mata, a killless round. MI6 about to be on the phone to this guy.
Oh my god,
clean,
my heart dropped for a moment, but Scuba recovers with a pause in the aim.
Som should have the drop here. No reason why he should be able to get rid of Verno. Has that timing. It's going to be down to Aspas with an operator. Has to find a way in.
Surely not. Surely
क्या possible है?
NRG need to close this out.
Should be a pretty standard crossfire setup here, Wyatt. Even for Aspas to break it will be quite challenging, but paint shells available. Blastback, he's honestly got all the tools he really needs to split this up. But it's getting claustrophobic, it's getting awkward. The trying to get the operator in the game here.
Reading it are.
To begin NRG a second consecutive round and a true way into this game.
Another situation where they have to recover from a really awkward, precarious situation for Mata, who's trying to create space. And to be fair, they are able to trade off of him, so 1 for 1, they'll take it. But then really,
will Demon One come back again? पता नहीं.
A lovely lurk, getting up through stairs off of all of that distraction for the backside.
और ज़्यादा old time जैसे stream करो. Hello?
The meta's headed sharply in that direction.
मैं भी वो lobby में खेलता ही नहीं हूँ.
These long lurks and get results.
Now it looks like NRG maybe will slow the game down a tad, given they have an outlaw from Mata. Cool little early play with Aspas. Leaping into that dark cover.
Oh,
it's stuck!
How is he not expecting Cortezia
no one
to be
trade!
There?
No one to trade can isolate another fight now!
Massive spacing issue here for NRG, and it's going from bad to worse. Cortezia low, able to swing on this and still wants to take the fight because he knows there's redundancy now for MRB.
क्या किया?
They can start to enclose on Brock, who's down at 27.
Oh, he's so cooked!
Not a chance, and now it's up to Ethan. Still no spike down. It's across the way from where Ethan's standing. Artesine and Aspas should have this dead to rights. Ethan testing. And MIB back in front.
I mean, that just looks like an NRG who feel like essentially all of MIBR went for that aggro C play. And then, you know, maybe sometimes
भाई मेरे को लगा usually जब C push रहता है ना 2B हाँ 2B 3C रहता है 2B 3 C रहता है जो play MIBR ने बनाया इसलिए शायद उसने commit किया
everyone catch up to him, but
I mean, it's like a second.
It just felt like they thought they could get that site for free.
Bold to assume that MIBR would leave that side empty, even with aggressive play on the C side. I mean, this time, Cortez has actually been brought over towards
मारा नहीं बार बार कैसे मारेगा भाई
walls at B main, though.
जैसे गुस्सा है उसको पड़ रही काउंटर हो रहा है वो
A lot of saber rattling going on here, Wyatt, but we'll see how much of a commitment there's going to be. Yep, Marta realizes there's no sheer wall in play and so commits. Cortez, the one to look for. Anchoring.
क्या करेगा माड़ा
The best of them, Wyatt.
Beautiful crossfire set up.
इससे अंदर गया नीचे स्पाइक के और ओमेन ब्लाइंड है
into the corner as well, with Cortezia taking that initial contact and a swing from steps.
क्या टीपी मारा ना जन्म ने
Of NRG, it has been this vice util that has staggered them so significantly when they go for these fast hits.
मैं भी यार अच्छे खेले एक्चुअल में अच्छे खेले ये विन बहुत नीडेड था बे वरना लग गए थे प्लेऑफ के चांसेस इधर पे
Especially in this double duelist setup, lacking that second controller. Still plenty of stall util at your disposal when Vice is in your composition.
I mean, yeah, how many times so far in this game have we seen NRG opting for a very fast execute towards a site that just results in them straight into all of the Vice utility, denying them, and then there's the fast rotations from the other MIBR players over to the site because they're stalled out and they just go for
उसका रिएक्शन सेम है लोग क्या कर रहे रे
re-hit or continue the hit after that util expires. This has been miserable for Mata so far, and it's not even like, I don't think it's his fault, it's just the game plan is just sending him in to die right now. He is unable to get any support of significance.
Something tells me I should know what they're pantomiming there, but I'm not
Panda क्या
either way, it's nice to see MIBR enjoying themselves out there.
Okay, here we go again, just fast into B, past the wall. Mata trying to get some space, get into heaven, take the fight to someone with this Bucky.
I mean, he's certainly given an account of himself here, but is it going to be good enough? Som caught. Oh, okay, Aspas wants to drop on him.
उसको नहीं मिला रे ब्लाइंड मिस हो गया
Okay, was there any util? What was going on there, man?
No, unless you consider a lack of self-preservation instinct to forward utility. Oh, nice in there by the looks of things. Shenam in theory in a position to catch Rourke, but has to take the fight. Rourke always tough in those 1v1s.
A lot of
Cortezia अल्ट मारेगा क्या क्वेश्चन वो है
NRG
अब तो फायदा नहीं है
makes use of the Phantom, puts up 3 on this round. Well, the fast hit just finally working out for them, but they're able to pivot away towards the A site crucially, and a weird moment, honestly, from
पर ये जीत के क्वालीफाई होंगे नहीं
I think completely dry of any util.
For a player that usually prefers to have a decent amount of like util set up for himself and a written invitation from His Majesty the King, surprised he just goes in there.
And just giving up that baby door position as well makes it an easy call for NRG to get over to that A site.
नहीं
Up for Aspas. Looks like he just wants to position up on that tight angle towards B.
Adesina, I know you're playing Yoru Ro, but I'm him, so give me the boomstick.
I mean, this is contrast to the last time that we saw MIBR, and it was Artzin opping the entire time, and he was playing really well with it, and ideally you do want your Yoru to be the guy with the ops.
ये जीता क्वालीफाई
But ultimately
ये जीता क्वालीफाई है कि उसके बाद लाउड के सामने मैच है और लाउड के सामने ये लोग जीत जाएंगे लाउड इतना अच्छा नहीं खेल रहा
that is just when he's at his best.
Set him up for success. That's the simple approach for MIBR. We've got themselves a 4-round lead here on defense. On defense, being the operative term there, pretty darn good for Lotus. Zia will be the one to test yet again at C.
He's had this Steel Garden for a minute. Has not been forced to use it at any point in time. This is going to be the moment.
Mada, does he have his weapon?
दोनों मैच जीतने का दूसरा जीत
Steel Garden
जाएंगे
actually activates, and Som's able to make use of the shorty by the looks of things. Adesina, of course, heavily advantaged in terms of guns in that engagement, so he wins it out, but has to leave the side. He knows he's overexposed there for a moment.
That was brought down to 4 HP off that spray through the wall. I think a headshot was connected even at that. All right, retake now could be awkward. Aspas
They can flash in here.
Yeah, he does find a rifle, and a nade could easily kill Brock.
This is a big stack at the back of the side. Paint shell there could be pretty devastating. Horn cleared. Aajao now but a step forward. That razor vine dissipating. There's that paint shell. Gets everybody moving, and Brock gets caught inside of it. Scuba's able to get ahead of it, but the looks of things, and Aajao hope to take a jump fight.
Swing.
Maybe. There's a wall wait a couple more seconds for Verno to be in position, but now he's got nothing to say about this.
Yeah, things just not
Comeback
totally
though.
synced
7-4.
up there for
7-5 is
MIBR.
not
The two
bad.
teams had a game plan in mind, but Verno not in time to assist them. It has been a struggle for NRG to get rounds on the board, but they're approaching a
एक टाइम वो करता था बिलो टॉफीज उठाती थी एक टाइम पे इजी भी करती थी भाई
It's a decent recovery. And that might
Scene
be a
हो जाता
result
है
of the pretty unique calling structure that MIBR have, right? Is that Verno, start of the round, is calling for what he wants to see in general. That mid-round is a bit
पता
more
नहीं बहुत
unseen.
अपसेट्स अलाउड से भी नहीं आ रहा
Involved in the comms
अपसेट्स
much more
नहीं
in that
रहे
phase of the game.
That was an awesome opening kill from Mata.
उल्टा मेरा इस बार प्रेडिक्शन से 100% है
The hard read on where Cortezia would be positioned. He ate that paranoia. Mata with a fast double satchel up that right side.
Quick enough that he still
टीम चेंज होता रहता है ना इसलिए इतना वॉच पार्टी एंड कुछ स्ट्रीम अमेजिंग वर्क बैंक्स थैंक यू प्रेम भाई
combination would have been relied on there. Heavy early presence for MIBR over here, but of course gate crash out for Aajao.
Yeah, normally he'd been sticking around on A, but he's actually going to be the one to pivot over towards the C site, and they've left Osbos here playing towards Rebel, fully committed. Now, I wonder if the intention is if NRG come back, he's just going to rip that showstopper and try to get a kill or two.
Now NRG after that early thrust are hoping that MIBR would get uncomfortable with expiring info and push off some of these sites. Well, you see it here.
There's just a jump out with the teleport for some info. Have to imagine Mata was spotted there.
अब बैट लगाते वाले मैचेस में पागल हो गए क्या लाइफ में ना करो ये सब
devices on that part of the map. Especially because the sheer wall was B side.
विवे अपना वॉच पार्टी डेज का शेड्यूल क्या है
NRG trying to
दोपहर को पैसिफिक शाम को एमी है रात को एनए फिर वापस दोपहर को पैसिफिक
wants to send it in with the showstopper, and you have to imagine NRG now are going to be hightailing it towards that C site with the rocket.
Why most of the team change their lineup we want to win champ नहीं not most
Well, we're just going to keep going. We're just going to
इजी का तो वो था बे बहुत कॉस्टली था वो टीम ऑपरेशंस रन करने के लिए
with the operator in hand now. Vibes has been active for NRG. That's pre-plant, by the way. So expect to see some
by
spam come through.
7-5
Som though, safe from it, tucked in the corner. As Verno steps up, sees Som coming, cleans him up. It wasn't the Viper he's hoping for. But Aspas and Cortezia are still here. Brook's always very dangerous with this Odin. Playing to the fringes of the pit.
by 7-5 is not bad
Where's the play coming from MIBR? They're out of util. They've got no choice but to step up, and in goes Verno, combining nicely. Brook just tries to mow them down, and Scuba up in the face of Verno, hands him a death blow, giving Cortezia no choice other than to go for it. Shorty accounts for one, but he does not have time really. A tap maybe. Feels like he has to stick
इसका
his
प्लांट
Scuba
ही
on the
नहीं है
corner.
ओई
Not quite
मार
the
सकता
crossover.
था
That's a third for the youngster.
भाई पॉसिबल था
Crazy
एक्चुअल में पॉसिबल था
a fifth round for NRG, which I feel a
कर
little
सकता था
surprised that they
1v2
got. In all honesty, they go on a 3-round
कब
run
तक
to
करोगे
close out
स्ट्रीम
this
हेड्स अप
half that
डेडिकेशन
was
बेबी डॉल
looking like
लव
we were on
यू
course for an MIBR blowout. They were shutting down every single fast exec that NRG was going for. They played a really pacey game that just
फिर
wasn't
उन कैसे
working.
जीत
The
गए
Vikes
आज लिक्विड
absolutely
एफएनसी के सामने पता
denying
नहीं
them.
भाई
And early on, Osbos was in
वो तो
takeover
एक्चुअल में
mode.
क्लोज जाना
Puts
था वो
up
गेम
15 kills already.
3 rounds in a row and a half for NRG.
Can we
They're back
see
in
you
the game
in
well
any
and truly. Lotus just starting to
any
heat up, so
meetups
change the channel.
bootcamp
We'll be
वाला
back
if
after
there
this.
is any bootcamp meetup next मैं जाने का ट्राई करता हूँ then currently there is too much work going on so I'm supporting SA2L and AWC through my watch party streams of Valorant AWC बोलने वाला था फिर टेक्कन याद आया यार और वैलोरेंट बोलना पड़ा बे टेक्कन का वॉच पार्टी राइट्स लिया था फट से बे कुछ देखने में नहीं मिला अपना करो बेटा, बहुत दिन हो गए, पुणे में भी नहीं हुआ था। पुणे में बोला था फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व है। एनी अंकिता ने ट्वीट किया था अबाउट और नॉट पेइंग एनी कमेंट्स बिंग्स भाई। बहुत नॉर्मल चीज है यार, वो बहुत नॉर्मल चीज है। बोल के मतलब नहीं रे, मतलब क्या बोलने का। बहुत सारे नए और जाते हैं, ट्राई करते हैं, लॉस होते चले जाते हैं। क्या करने का, कैसे पे करेंगे।
Definitely feels like he's being set up to be comfortable, to be high impact, to get a lot of the attention in terms of the weaponry being dropped over to him. But he's been paying that forward with a great performance individually.
हारा क्योंकि बिंग्स भाई ने बोला फैनेटिक क्लियर कट विन है। एक्सक्यूज मी।
We've seen each respective team on this map. MIBR's defense was the more impressive half. Then they go to attack, things totally fall apart, and they lose Lotus. It was their pick in that series. On the opposite side, NRG, when we saw them just last week on Lotus, I was blown away by Ethan's calling on defense and his
मेरे लिस्ट में क्योंकि यूएस भी से यूएस जाने का एक प्लान है और कनाडा तो ऑब्वियसली जाने का, क्योंकि यार बहुत सारे सपोर्टर्स हैं वहाँ पे। भाई क्या डांस किया है मार्डा ने।
Then from every which angle, NRG are taking their pound of flesh on MIBR as soon as they emerge.
Look at this pivot. Oh my god. Crucial kill from Artzin.
He knows he's going to have to face down some action here from Mound Wyatt.
And now they can just plant backside. He doesn't even have to face this right now. Artzin can play a little bit more passive.
Trying to get out here. Gate crash thrown, and Brook's going to catch him on the cross. That's 3 already.
भाई इतना ब्लाइंड लेके नहीं लड़ पा रहे बे। हार गए ये। ब्लाइंड के साथ लड़ने के लिए कोई नहीं था। कमबैक मार दिया 7-7।
They just come out of the
6-1
gate absolutely swinging, taking that mount control and then activating a little crunch on the
who's the boss follows Pinky the how मेरे को नहीं पता।
Dealing so much damage. Sick round coming out from Brock.
Oh God forbid that guy gets money.
Binks भाई रैंडम क्वेश्चन आपने सेटल के लिए इतना कुछ किया है, आपको रिटर्न में क्या मिला है?
Okay dude.
पूछ भी कैसे सकता है बे?
Definitely one of the most frustrating Odin players to go up against in Americas.
सुबह के 5 बजे कमबैक देखना वे ट्राइड कर रहे इसकी तो।
You guys love an Odin.
NRG now up to 6 after that showing in the pistol.
Hics class वाला क्वेश्चन। सेकंड भाई स्टिंगर से मार रहे ब्रो। बा उनके साथ G2 हो गया। Good morning.
Oh, this is a VCT America's moment, Mitch.
G2 हो गया बे।
What is it? Too loud to ignore? That's us right there. Trying to bow down to the open. You know what? If that's our identity.
भाई कैसे? I was asking in the good way. मैं भी अच्छे वे में भी बोला कुछ भी कैसे सकता है, not in a bad way.
We'll need some serious bite to match the bark. I think NRG realizing there's not much to be done in a round like this.
आज जो उनके वजह से हो भाई, सब कुछ A to Z.
Between the legs.
Osmos.
बस मैं ईरान बस के साथ कंट्रोवर्सी करो, excuse me.
Yeah, surely no way that either of these NRG players will be going down. I mean, what was happening?
भाई flawless, भाई वो stinger दिखाओ please.
Mr. President, they've gone for the stinger by.
हाँ ना बैड वे वाला आंसर कुछ और ही होता है, बैड वे वाले में ना।
MIBR back in town.
VCT Americas.
आपको नहीं चैट में जो भर रहे हैं उनको वाला। चैट पे इतना वो नहीं करने का रे।
I mean, Tom is just
सारे क्यूटूज लोग मजे ही लेते हैं, समझ मजे लेने वाली हरामी चैट है, हरामी चैट। हरामी चैट का कभी बुरा नहीं मानने का।
Gentle desk slam bunker. My goodness, such restraint. I would have done an Alex on that one, but that's just me.
इतना सुबह सुबह सिंगल शॉट्स देख के नींद उड़ रही है। लॉगिन करके खेलो वालो।
He might be able to swing so heavily over towards that rubber direction. At least Ethan wasn't. Gate crash straight into B though. No messing about now for MIBR. They know they've got a chance here. To really rule. You're not supposed to be able to see it at us, boss. You're supposed to be blind, buddy. I don't make the rules. I just enforce them.
Okay, we're overplaying this MIBR.
कहाँ जा रहे हैं लोग?
Maintain that bulldog from the previous round though, and it's gone to work on MIBR. His paint shield's going to buy a bit of time.
Look at this wrap from Cortezia. There's no way they expect this.
With a classic? Can he make it work? I think the timing doesn't quite favor him. No, he's been an upgrade here. There's that stinger, and Brock runs headlong into the
भाई लोग
salvo.
क्या भगा रहे हैं बे लोगों
Shadow
को?
knows what's waiting from the other side. Unfortunately, no choice but to face music. It was Som, excuse me. Wins it out with a stinger. Utter pandemonium. No other way to put it. Spike is down. No one's Som. Clever Team P inside the smoke. Gives it a tap and steps out. It's like he's done this before. Aspas with the judge. Shedham will have to salvage now and have to make a ton of noise doing so. Already got it at half. Som. Veteran, cool head, calm, collected. It won't be enough.
भाई एंटी था यार.
In God's name, it is happening, man.
एंटी
That
था.
round was pure chaos. I mean, I don't.
गुलू भाई आए
I
थे
don't know what was happening, but
मेरी
MIBR trying to
टीम
push
में मैच
out
में.
through maybe
ऑलरेडी
the more
एस्केंड से क्या
intent.
मजा है उनके साथ
You
खेल
just
हाँ
don't
क्या?
have to
They
be
just
doing
want-
it.
they wanna
You
do it.
just don't have to
मर्फ
go.
कर
You're
रहे.
in two kills.
डुओ कौन था उनका?
To be fair, we saw this from NRG.
Need
Like
more.
they've done that pivot, right? They get some presence inside B, pivot off towards that A side of the map. It's an odd decision in that moment, sure.
I mean, ridiculous. And then there's just the flank.
भाई मैं आपके आंखों में नींद दिख रही है नहीं रे?
This is chaos. We're into the
मेरे को
next
अगर
round
नींद आ रहा है तब
already.
मैं बोलता था मेरे को नींद आ
It's going to
रहा
be
है.
an Odin for Som, actually, who's playing over towards Tree.
Can we see Leo back at FNC? पता नहीं
Playing
वो
a
तो
little bit of
लियो
the
भाई को ही
space
पता
to
है ना.
retain it at the very least with the teleport to get away later.
First order of business is to get that sheer wall out.
भाई MRB लेकिन MIBR अच्छा खेल रहा है ये मैच.
Right now, that snake fight to prevent anyone stepping up.
MIBR is doing an excellent job of extracting utility from the defenders. There was a molly down there as well.
हाँ.
With those
पूरा
storms.
बर्नआउट कर रहे हैं बे उनको.
Now backing off, still a minute on the clock. Artson has given up that space towards A.
Language कार्तिक.
For all MIBR knows, someone could be pushed up towards rubble. So
Champs कौन जीतेगा? PRX
this
baby.
dimensional drift. Artson gets all of the info, and now MIBR take this space.
Sticks to two, trying to fight Marta, who's able to get back with a blast pack.
अगर
Cortezia
वो
just loses
सीज
as the curtain
लगता.
comes down there and be main. Pressure on the Som. Tempo needs to be maintained here for MIBR, or Cat's going to be out of the back, but they're being slowed up by a smoke over towards Tree.
They are stalled out by a paranoia as well. Bruno gets that first on the entry.
Okay, fighting into the sides, getting a little bit messy, a little bit ham-fisted now. And
W?
Fight two from upper. That's big. That's going to give NRG a distinct advantage as Aspas is spotted by Brock and he drops
9-7.
down. Keeping the game tight.
We are all gas.
तेरा
no
जीत गया तो
breaks
क्या
in this
ड्रीमियर
game right
बनेगा?
now.
हाँ ना.
The rotation is so
कोडिंग से
fast
आपका
for
स्ट्रीम
NRG
देख
to
रहा हूँ.
get
हॉट
over
एंड
towards
स्पाइसी
A,
रामेन
having
खा रहा हूँ.
completely
आप भी
crushed
ट्राई करो,
MIBR
यम
on
होता
that
है.
entry, who
सुबह
somehow
सुबह
almost
रामेन
wrangled
खा
it
सकते हो
back.
हाँ.
You know, Cortezia, he's
150
just
का आता है
caught there
मेंबरशिप.
off
150
that
का.
wall drop, very standard lurk position. Brock had a beat on. He was so ready to
इसका मतलब मैं नींद में नहीं हूँ. देख रहे हो?
coffin.
सेल्समैनशिप ऑन टॉप.
From NRG. MIBR forcing into this. That's resulting in some weak weaponry and outlaw.
What a round for the Outlaw, though.
Yeah, a lot of potential kills. Oh, 5 in fact. Could be one shot.
Just the choice when he knows.
आप बोलो अभी ले लो. काश दोस्त वाला लेना प्लीज.
Finally, he gets himself a scoped rifle in his hands.
So again, we're just seeing MIBR here fairly early into the round.
मेरा तो सोने का टाइम है.
Utility out of these seaside defenders. Dark cover is placed here.
नींद के बारे में बात नहीं होती इधर.
Try and break some of those mollies. Maybe get a molly out of Scuba in addition to that. Oh, Artson is just caught by spam. He was posted up with the outlaw over towards A the entire
भाई
round.
उसने रैंडम स्पैम मारा है.
Some may not have
उसका
been
बॉडी
seen
देखो
there.
किधर मरा है वो.
That is the Outlaw now out of the equation for the time being. Brock has the opportunity for a nasty little timing here, and just as Scoop appears in, Brock is the other side of the pincer. A 1-2 punch that there's no way MIBR getting back up from. They're already looking woozy. It's only caught to Zia. Has to challenge
भाई
this.
कमबैक हो गए तो.
Now that economy finally broken on the MIBR side.
Energy are just perfectly set up to anchor that C site.
नींद में होता तो बोलता
Really well
क्या
done,
मैं भी
MIBR
ट्राई
with its
करूँ रामेन. Excuse me.
contact in. Just random spam kill just off the arts. It gives so much info as well to the NRG defenders. I love how those anchors are playing off of each other. Scuba and Brock there. It's really lovely stuff. The
भाई
swings that
फुल
they're taking
कमबैक
for each
मारा.
other.
क्या स्कोर था? चैट
Activation
6-1
of
था ना.
that arc
Don't have
rows as
membership
well.
access.
timing.
कैसे एक्सेस रहेगा? You have to join ना, exclamatory mark join करो, link आएगा उससे ले लो.
Beautiful defense on that C site.
आपका स्ट्रीम देख के यूएस का स्लीप शेड्यूल फॉलो करने लगा हो. क्या पता गर्लफ्रेंड मिल जाए वहाँ के.
Now we know for sure.
6061.
Match win here. That is what is on the line. And for a number of our 2-1 teams this week, of which we'll be featuring a few of them in these matches.
Oh, this group is just absolute fire
भाई
right now.
सबसे closest group है सारे regions का मिला के.
Insane and so impactful. This week is such an inflection point for the Omega group, who's going to make it to playoffs. And further than that, at this point, we know.
कैसे हम बिग क्या सब बड़े बा विपुल भाई कैसे हो?
God knows who will be making it at this point. I mean, you could predict multiple different teams to be in those spots. It feels like it's changing week by week at this point.
Mr. Ben is back. Thank you for the membership. Girlfriend मिलना हो तो stream पे थोड़ी रुकेंगे.
Danger for the team that have been the hope of an entire region this year.
And we're not in this position of being so mystified by how this
ऐसा
group is
अगर
playing
नंगा
out.
घूम रहे हो ना तो
तो
stream पे भी girlfriend नहीं मिलने वाली.
Way more cut and dry.
हाँ?
So after the timeout, it's Shannon with the Guardian to hand. Already a push off the B side behind.
Hope energy win. Storm for the win.
Early info coming on in. He might see a cross past him.
कोई भी जीते भी ऐसा मैच होएगा मजा आएगा.
Jump spot that corner.
Well, that door is going to be activated, so Ethan does have to be a little bit worried about the potential that he can.
Eminem है वो लोले ये Eminem नहीं है ना लेकिन.
He is just playing with the utmost confidence right now.
Sticks around, but takes a fair licking of damage in order to do so. Whereas NRG can play with a bit more peace of mind.
Action में Eminem है. पहले तो मैं गाने सुनता था ऐसा नहीं था वो.
More conservative line.
नंगा Eminem क्यों है इसके DP में?
Pressuring that part of the map a little more, knowing that he put some damage down on Ethan. They've got a lot of space to re-clear still wide is the thing. It's going to be costly for them, and the slow it up on A, that paranoia wards them off. Looks like B is the call for now.
And it looks like if they execute right now, they could be getting into this site for
Language
free.
get a shot.
I've done a fantastic job of just dragging those rotates towards the A side, but they are being stalled by this wall. Mata back on the line.
Aspas is in the side, but it doesn't seem to matter. Mata was hit by the paranoia early, but MIBR could not capitalize because of the shield wall. Because this round, of all rounds, they chose not to test it and pull it out early.
Aspas does have the showstopper. That could be the catalyst of an upset round win, even with bad weapons. Man disadvantage as well. Can he find the opportune time to just turn the tides with that ultimate?
Dangerous, that spam's coming through the wall from Som. He was able to down Artazine instantly in the previous round. And there's C-Link to be concerned about as well if you're MIBR. Not a lot of util for NRG, and this retake, but it doesn't seem to matter. Shenum doubles down, it's 2 with the Guardian. He evens up the numbers. Aspas not able to prevail though, it's up to Cortezia with nothing but a Sheriff. He's low, it's not going to be...
भाई दो मारने के बाद अल्ट ट्राई कर सकता था. इसमें thank you for the membership मेरी जान के उठे.
Model with that two-piece was so crucial in the mid-round.
कितने ट्राई किया? दो के बाद अल्ट मार के डिले करने का?
How good they've been at getting the util out of the vice, but Energy are starting to play around that by shifting the wall
positioning. भी कर सकते थे. अल्ट के वो एलिंग जाता उसको गन्स भी मिल जाता था.
Way later in the round, so it wouldn't get broken. And this stall is just enough for Mata to get on the line. Nothing to obscure his vision. No flashes remaining. Nothing. That is just as free as it gets for him. And they play to the man advantage from there.
Prior to this round, that shield wall on C is being baited out early, right? But if you want to play fast, you don't have the time to figure out where the shield wall is. You don't have the time to draw it out.
Teleport from Shenum deep in A. They want to go for the split onto this site, but there are 3 anchors here.
He can play off the Nightfall, though. A lot of info here for Shenum now to move up with a bit more impunity. And Artazine opens the account in the best way possible. Paint Shell's going to give Som the hot foot, and Shenum smashes him after TPing backside. NRG trying to one-up NRG.
Possible था रे, possible था. मेरे को 3 लोग का दिख गया था उधर ओडिन से.
Pace change from MIBR. Tough to keep up with. There's something Kess talked about after their loss last week to this team. He said there was such varied pace from MIBR, especially on that.
Close गया बे गेम अचानक से लेकिन.
Seeing it here as well, NRG shell shot.
Clean win था almost MIBR का बे अच्छा खेल रहे थे.
This save MIBR go for a classic Lotus move when your Omen has from the shadows. Especially when you've got the Nightfall to combo up with it. You can cancel out that audio And then you have the flanking Omen coming through.
Omen card backside plus space plus info के लिए और Fade card side clear करने के लिए.
Deleted him from the server.
Tree side वो सब clear करने. वो वाला जो तू अल्ट बोल रहा है ना वो रीटेक वाला रहता है. जो तू वो बोल रहा है वो रीटेक वाला अल्ट रहता है कि साइड में अल्ट मारेगा और साइड में ओमेन रैंडम अल्ट मारेगा.
And that's the difference between, you know, TPing with the spike onto the site and not having the spacing right, like Som did in the first half, and Shenum just being just a lurk in the enemy spawn. Let's go!
Just have some great entries there from Artzin.
20 rounds in. A very close affair on Lotus.
And, you know, this is, wow, it was actually looking like something we've seen from MIBR before, where they play the 3-1-1, have Artzin control towards A, but he teleports immediately to C. It's a fast exec off this rocket.
Toxic भाई सो जा, अभी भी उनको ढूंढ रहे हो.
Damage came in, the vulnerable from the snake bite, and Aspas loses his ult and life for nothing. Steel Garden comes in, MIBR wanting to insist on this part of the map, but a defensive
Bro, Spike.
I give them pause.
Spike.
The spike is is it a waterfall? No, the spike dropping it.
Bro, Spike.
In front of NRG. That's a head scratcher, and that's giving the defenders a pretty big advantage.
It feels like he just didn't even realize he had it. Gets completely ahead of himself. All of NRG are gathered up to deny that spike. 50 seconds now on the clock. Do MIBR try to attempt to go elsewhere? They're getting close to a dimensional drift. Find any value in a situation like this?
No, not saving.
The killer gets it, no. Or are they just gonna save? I mean, how do you even get back into this round? You don't. You simply don't.
It's like, what are our protocols for the enemy dropping the spike right in front of us and there still being 3 of them alive? I don't know if they know either. They're just
stand on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
इसमें winning वाला चीज क्या है पता है? दो बंदे ये जाएंगे.
It's an odd situation. It's hard to drill.
Artisan अकेला play बनाएगा. अगर वो play से kill मिला, तो वो spike लेके ulti लेके आ सकता है. 4v3 situation होएगा.
Dimensional drift.
I mean, if you're going to extract some more value from this round, this is the safest way to do it. Artisan as low as he is, and the economy not in the most established position for MIBR. Seems like discretion might be the best approach in a round like this.
What an insane round of it. That was Verno getting ahead of himself, trying to also capitalize off the Steel Garden. And there were a couple players that were caught towards Waterfall, but he just didn't expect another one close. Scuba uses the pit here as well. This was a mental round. So many ults were used across the board. The rocket, the nightfall.
खुद के नेड के वजह से डैमेज खाया भाई.
You threw your util at him, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, got to be a timeout here, I think, for MIBR. This is the issue.
खुद का नेड के वजह से
to the defensive
डबल डैमेज खाया वो वाइपर स्पीड के वजह से और मर गया.
Even more
बीके में
look ahead now is they're able to buy in
1-2-1 क्या है ग्रुप में कितना विन्स और लॉसेस है. सेन क्वालिफाई ब्रो. सेन तो चैंप्स.
So it's crafting a strategy around that ultimate, the only one they have available, because bear in mind they used that Steel Garden unsuccessfully and the Showstopper both at C. So this is their best chance to make real use of that, and why they've definitely tracked that Mata is online with this Showstopper.
What I'm loving about this NRG defense is the rapid pace that they're operating at. The rotates to support anchors, the floods that they're having are just excellent. They're always stacked up to take the fight to MIBR in these situations. Some really great calling coming out of some of that early space that they're taking. They want to fight now defensively for some rubble control. What is the move from MIBR with this dimensional?
What about PRX champs? नहीं, लेकिन PRX पहुंच जाएगी champs.
To get an 11th round on the board, get closer to sealing away NRG.
मैगी बना क्या है? लंबा चलने वाला है मैच यार. मेरे को चाय बनाने का इसके बाद.
MIBR's record on this map is 2-8.
लेकिन प्रॉब्लम है कि चाय नहीं, चाय पीऊंगा ना तो मेरी नींद उड़ जाएगी.
Some of these rounds they've won have been just astonishing.
लेकिन दूसरा प्रॉब्लम है कि बैच में नींद ही नहीं आ रही तो नींद उड़ेगी कैसे?
Getting into B, and he's definitely got heads turned his way with this dimensional drift active. Mata, he's pushed up into them. Oh, just in time. Contesi is able to respond. Aspas will be stymied briefly by the paranoia. Slowed up, pushed away from it.
Look at Artzin. He's flanking through stairs right now.
They know.
He's ready. He's on the angle. Some tucked away in tree.
Can this be Prowled? No, they're going to clear it. Artisan with the trigger discipline.
He's going
creeping
for
up
more.
on Ethan. Poised to send the knife into the back, and now Brorky is going to be surrounded on the side. And Shenum
Bro,
stepping up.
खेल लिया बे ये लोग ने.
to respond. And that has gutted NRG.
It's
all over Lotus, and they've got no map control to speak of.
This map has been so chaotic, but controlled enough within
टीम
the
लाइक क्या
chaos.
भाई इससे
Really
बहाने
either
मेंबरशिप गिफ्ट
team.
कर दो कितना पैसा लोगे यार मेरे से
They have the money to do so.
Surely there's not more where that came from. Scuba actually able to trade that kill out. Puts him in a 1 versus 1. Cortezia has to stand tall, and he does. Salvaging the round for MIBR.
इतना क्लोज कैसे
Should
गया
have a foregone conclusion until Som just whipped around the corner with the
इतना
Odin.
क्लोज कैसे गया भाई
Cannot believe it got that close from Psalm. That was a sick transfer. Arts in on that round got so much value out of the dimensional drift. MIBR are stacked up here, waiting in the dark cover to pop out.
2v4 से 1v1 गया
Okay. Awfully close. Cortezia, yeah. Bro is virtually done like 20 box squats or more this game.
I mean, Mata could have won that round out early as well. Wow, we're already into the next one. Alright, NRG, they have some control over towards this A side early.
Yeah, again, NRG know they're sort of prioritizing.
भाई लंबा चलेगा जा रहा है ठीक है कल अगर GDRX को हरा दिया तो क्वालीफाई होगी नहीं
Season 8 combo should be required. Mata's still threatening that showstopper, just hasn't had a good use case for it. Might hear though if NRG get an early read on MIBR's drift back to A.
Still two prowlers for
बिग में मिलियनर हो आप
to re-clear now with that.
इसलिए रेंट पे रुका हूं ना 3 साल से
Paranoia place for a fast hit. So it comes out ahead of MIBR, but we'll still give them pause for thought. They are hanging around though. Want to test this and come back in after some of that util dissipates. Som doesn't fancy his chances now. Wants to give this space.
Dedicated streamer thank you.
A chance to intervene.
Both sides just
भाई
lobbing
प्रॉपर परफेक्ट साइट में जा रहे चैट
util back and forth at each other. It's
परफेक्ट साइट में जा रहे
the space have been controlled by Cortezia and Shannon. They want to go
वो
for
लोग
the
का
execute,
स्पिट
but
भी
NRG
नहीं है
are
अभी
just fast.
सीधा
They've got
घुसेंगे वो
3
लोग
players here. They're ready to anchor.
Steel Garden comes on down. It's going to be a problem, and Mata connects with the show's.
भाई क्यों जाएंगे सी जब ये अल्ट है
They want to get the hell out of here. They don't feel comfortable executing towards C. NRG have been so fast to rotate
क्यों
to the
जाएंगे
sites
बताओ
to flood, so they want to get back to A.
It's got to be close, Wyatt.
Sam is on the cross. Mata's getting back sight.
If he catches a cross here, there has to be a play
They're
through
going
tree.
There's 11 seconds
They
on
have
the
time.
clock.
They have time. There is going to be some issues though with Mata looking to disrupt them. Somehow Som gets taken down. Cortezia a sixth sense about
The
it. Having rid of
fuck?
the Omen. Mata with swing timing. Admirable. Bruno cannot trade that. And Aspas is caught below. Upper spotted out there by Ethan. Nice.
भाई ओटी हो गया ये स्कूबा का वो देखो
All the
पुसी
info now out on the page for NRG. Scuba with a backstep opportunity. This could be devastating. It is. Cortezia and Verdo fall in a screaming heap, and we stay even, folks. 11-11.
For as fast as we're seeing MIBR try and rotate
Love you,
to the
Toxic,
later
bye.
site, NRG are just always keeping up.
भाई ये
pace.
ओटी है
It's breakneck
ये
speed
ओटी है
from
लिख
both
के लो
of them.
छाती लाओ ओटी सुबह के 5 बजे ये मेरी गांड मारने के लिए ये लोग खेल रहे हैं
It's a little
क्वालीफाई
unfortunate,
वॉलीफाई ये
honestly,
लोग का
for
प्लान
MIBR. There's
सेकेंडरी
that
है
timing we saw from Mata's point of view in Waterfall.
बिंक्स भाई जल्दी सोना नहीं चाहिए
Bruno
ये
threw up a
मेन
mark
टास्क है ये
second.
लोग का
He kind of peeked out so there couldn't be a trade onto him. It's those little moments that add up.
वो देखो एमआईबीआर खेल भी रहा है ओटी के लिए फोर्स नहीं कर रहा पैसे नहीं
MIBR on a terrible buy. Hero rifle for Aspas, who's been putting up some numbers. Let's see if he can
Whether G only
make
partner
something happen
not a
with the
qualifier
lone
plus
phantom.
ever feels sad hope they come back higher next season hopefully
It was kind of
Hopefully.
MIBR's last chance in regulation to have a bunch of those ultimates to leverage in an important round. Since then.
MIBR have a chance here to get some of this utility out. Scuba's anchoring here, playing off of the Vice util.
G versus DRX Watchparty करोगे फिर हाँ हाँ
There's a gate crash.
There's no map control though for MIBR outside of this mound area.
Arson actually fakes the gate crash. So for all NRG know, there could be some front sight presence from MIBR right now, but they use an arc rose. It flashes, it doesn't get that audio cue. So they know no one has actually worked their way in just then.
Happy
But even
Rexavan
still,
chat,
look at the
you
map control
too.
NRG. They're stacked up here. They've got a flank coming even.
Still not fully committed our MIBR. Now starting to step
मतलब
forward.
ड्रॉ होगा तो
Still
क्या होएगा
They see the
वो लोग
space
एक एक
coming around
राउंड
the corner,
एक्स्ट्रा
and
खेलेंगे जब
second
तक
guesses whether he wants to go
कोई
to
दो
war
राउंड
or
कंटिन्यूस नहीं
Dalzeen.
जीतता
Tried to peer over the top. MIBR are into the site with these weaker weapons, but now they're starting to struggle. Tony Verno with the Phantom, he recovered. Scuba will send him packing with a short.
भाई गलत कमबैक मारा भाई एनर्जी ने
Their defensive play here is just absolutely stunning. The map control that they're
DFM
gaining in the
DFM को पता
mid-round
नहीं
and the way
क्या
they're
शायद
playing
DFM
off of
qualify
it, all of those util pieces to continue to get some information towards C. In the meantime, you had Mata, you can see him on the minimap lower. And then the way that these anchors
अबे HL का मैच एक ईयर तक नहीं होगा अगर ऑफ सीजन रहेगा तो होएगा रे W calls यही तो चाहिए भाई सुबह
Nice now see NRG get their heads out in front.
Oh my god, Scuba's picked them off because he just has so much money.
Embarrassment of riches. And that's how you make use of it here, folks. Aspas out of the game in the last round of regulation. And there's so much work still to be done for MIBR. They've got to wait the util out, force the shear wall, bully into the site without their second duelist.
Bruno's going to have the Nightfall here. That's going to be with as soon as he gets a teleport across now from Artzin. Site is given up by NRG. They don't need to fight right now. They have the player advantage. They can just set up for a full 5-on-4 retake.
Oh, God, पकड़ा गया रे.
Paranoid, they actually play off it this time. Somno, the spray damage is pretty good. Verno has seen better days.
I like this from MIBR. Now they're going to just plant for backside because Artzin was able to get all of that control. They can completely flip things on the map.
There's a late re-wrap here through Mount. It's going to be easy.
ये ओमेन का blind है.
Joined up by
ये help करेगा retake के लिए.
Still time for NRG to make this move in. Two players stacked top of the C site. It's Cortesia on the spike location itself. Gate crash there, and Argentin's going to make use of it now to join up. A heavy anchored setup here for MIBR. They're ready for the retake. Take a temper. Look at that pick for the horn. Two players revealed. So I'm trying to work through them, but Shadow Cortesia.
Bro, बचा लिया ज़ेदम ने वापस. भाई कितना प्यारा रिवील और ब्लाइंड था. बैक साइड वाले ब्लाइंड थे, बेंड वाले रिवील थे, फिर भी भाई.
I love how MIBR were able to
Bro, what the fuck? भाई जन्म ने बचाया, भाई जन्म ने बचाया.
Where they planted the spike, continuing to fight forward. That util being
You all got caught and are going to jail. क्या language stream लाग भाई?
They set up after that. Cortesi and Shenham with some stunning work to close the round out. And now the sides swap. Energy back.
Game was full है क्या? कम रखा है मैंने.
So much early on. It was looking like this might be a blowout map, which feels hilarious at this point, given how close it is, but it did feel that way.
It was 7-2 at one point on that first half, Wyatt.
Mata wants to get some early spam going, see if he could connect a kill. Not going to be the case. Energy, they were playing with a lot of pace themselves, a lot of fast hits.
Mata's so deep here on the site. Will they be ready for it this time? Cortesi is not going to have his back in position.
चीज़ क्या, लेकिन इसके बारे में नहीं मालूम.
Mata eventually striking.
What the
The
fuck?
defenders out of C.
इसके बारे में कैसे नहीं मालूम?
Engagement towards that B side. He's trying to get back to his teammates at the moment. Mata, if he gets the spike down, will have a showstopper, by the way. Not going to be
low. Yep. Snappy work from Artine.
2v2.
And it's actually Ethan who gets the plant, so they're not going to have that ultimate. Just a straight up 2 versus 2, unless Mata finds one of these kills. Could then pop it. Look at Artzin. He's wrapping through B right now, but there's a teleport over towards Steps, the Haunt as well.
Will Artzin flash himself and try and take the fight here in Waterfall? Okay, that's faked. No gate crash from Artzin. Gets the head turning, though, towards the site, which is exactly what he wanted here. He's got the drop. The timing is good.
दिमाग के साथ खेल लिया बे. भाई दिमाग के साथ खेल लिया भाई. फेक टीपी किया उसने और फेड सीलोंग में देखा वो लोगों का दोनों साइड है.
Both callers on MIBR put it together.
That is genuinely incredible. The util used there, and then Verno on the cross. That fake teleport sent over towards stairs. Oh my God, NRG does not know where to look. That was genuinely amazing. And then instant swing from Verno. Oh my God.
He was Mound, then he was...
Big fan of your analysis and gameplay. Thank you.
By the way, that MIBR have needed bad all year. In the Yoru year, they have not had someone to play this. Earlier on, you were looking at Aspas, but it just never seemed to click with him. It's just not his agent. When he's played it, it's looked awkward. Artzin just locked in on that role, leaning into this double duelist. We're on attack, Artson can really be the guy taking point.
ये तो
You can
नींद
have
उड़ा रहे, मैं
Aspas
बोला ना ये
as
गेम
that
अच्छा होएगा.
secondary trading duelist that can then be alive in some of the late rounds. Just seems to be the recipe for this team. You know, moving away from a world where we had double initiators, a lot of breach that could set up Aspas to be Aspas. That's just not the meta we're
Love
in
from
right
Nepal,
now.
love you.
MIBR struggled to adapt, but now they have, and now Artzin is becoming a really great Yoru
Analysis
player.
बोलते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत करता
What a
हूँ.
great vehicle for just the expression the guy can show us at least how his mind works in the game. Really played NRG like a fiddle in that previous round. Now MIBR just have to back it up.
क्योंकि पहले वाला मैच ज़्यादा क्यूट था, मैं बोला था.
To take NRG's
मेरा
back
चैनल थोड़ा अटक सा गया है, नंबर्स में
map.
बढ़ रहे. कुछ टिप्स दो ना, like what to do and focus. Like more stream or videos. आज के टाइम पे, I think if you work on videos, it's much more easier to reach new audience. And you can do it part time. थोड़ा time देके every day.
Oh my, you joking, Sheriff! Just yoinked down to the back pocket. Artazine now is exactly where he wants to be. Posted up on this corner with a judge to work with, and Aspas will happily take the fight. It's Som down.
GG क्या
That's what we have
chat?
to work with for NRG.
निकाल तो सकता है एनर्जी.
Scuba in position there on upper.
तीन अलग-अलग साइड से फाइट कर रहे हैं, लेकिन थोड़ा सिंक में करना पड़ेगा. Toxic bye, thank you for the membership मेरी जान कर रहे.
Watching every possible way in. With Contazia as well.
Reaction डाल तारीख भाई के जिससे मजा आएगा. Same day डालने वाला नहीं है रे कोई. और सीधा कट पेस्ट नहीं करने का.
With Scuba, they still don't even know about this judge.
They're about to. Man, broke out of the game. Mara at least able to find some success. It's Verno dealt with, but the numbers still favor MIBR.
2v2.
Until now, baby. Showstopper. And he holds his nerve, sees the clone, doesn't fire it off. For Mara in the round to save the game. Artazine can't get in. Gate crash, no good. It's for Mara. What a round for an iBoy Power Ace body. That is disgusting.
Chat.
More Lotus to come, folks.
This
might
be the most insane game of this stage so far. I cannot believe we are still going. These teams just keep one-upping each other round after round. Artsy, cool play in that 2v2, by the way. Here's an ace to keep this game going. Oh my god. That even began with him just teleporting in. Sheriff one tap. What the hell is going on?
Okay, round 27 coming at you. Something about Aspas teams and very long Lotus maps here at VCT Americas.
I'm loving this match, भाई. ये match में बोला था crazy होएगा. Normal match नहीं है ये.
Insanity. We've seen so much from these
बहुत
teams.
even
We have to
teams.
dig deeper. First map of the series, by the way, so strap yourselves in, folks.
Things are slowing down here for NRG. MIBR having their two duels
सुबह 5 बजे A start कर
A.
रहे हैं. मैं बोला ना वो retake होएगा. वो लोग का position देख के मैं बोला बे.
Over on this part of the map. Here comes the re-clear. NRG pressing forward. Prowler going to get the info back. Rubble Artsin is ready to take a fight and a teleport back towards A. You can see that gate crash back sight.
They are really milking this lurk wall.
It's going to be a big fight off this wall drop.
Trying to set up an Arc Rose. Artazine, okay, going to get out of it. Maybe relocate back to the side, but Aspas has been left in his wake. And the assumption is that it was just the Oru sat in the corner. That was incorrect. Aspas is able to take one for free. Inferno hoped.
मारा एक लेकिन.
अयो,
open क्यों था वो?
Artazine, who gate crash back to the site, now ready to receive. Inferno looks to spray him down. It's 1-for-1s everywhere you look. And now over to B. Go NRG.
Does Cortezia try to fight this or just bide his time, wait for the teammates? He's going to be patient.
2v3 है, लेकिन
that's going to get him the night.
Energy अभी भी around निकाल सकता है.
Straight away.
Doesn't catch anyone. There's a TP out of it by the looks of things.
Oh, it still hit Shannon actually.
Just a nick.
Energy अभी भी around निकाल सकता है.
Biding his time over on the waterfall side.
Cortezia on the swing. It's not enough. Ethan downs him. Time. He's getting short.
हमारा Binks भाई भी खेलता है. हेलो मैं खेलता हूँ अच्छा.
Dark cover maybe connected onto Ethan.
So I might not be quick enough to respond to this. He has to get off the angle. Whippy stuff. Ethan for 4. Don't tell me we're about to see this yet again. Genum steps out. Denies the ace, but he's denied the round. It's energy to move to advantage.
Excellent crossfire from Sam and Ethan to close out that round.
हो सकता था एक और
to turn the Yoru pop flash out of the dark cover as well from Ethan. Gets the initial kill.
यार जो लोग अभी आए हो या होस्ट में हो स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो मेरी जान को. We are close to 5k likes.
We're just everywhere. They start with that bait and switch setup. Ospas tucked in the corner. Artson teleports away. Makes it seem like it was just him there. And maybe if Ospas's shots were a little bit sharper, could have been a totally different round. But aim was a little awry. That first attempt goes 1 for 1. And Verno was on the rotate, but was just a second too late to swing out of the door when Ospas was fighting. Even still, MIBR worked themselves into some
Bangalore जा रहा हूँ.
Great setups.
घर की बहुत याद आ रही है. Return आ जा.
Ethan absolutely bails NRG out.
घर पे बोले क्या college है.
After being 0-7, Marta's moved to 17-19. Really come alive over the course of this map.
That is pretty wild.
Aspas was 10-0. Now moves to 21-18. So stately progress for him across the map.
सबसे hardest season कौन सा है? Pacific Baby.
Oh, you will get a game, folks. Great to have a lively Riot Games arena for it too. 28 rounds of play sees NRG 1 round from taking their map pick.
NRG trio intent on getting that map control over towards Rubble.
How to join NRG?
Some with the Odin, Rock with the Odin as well over towards C. They are trying to cheese their way to an OT victory, take their map. See if they can do it.
This is a get me the heck out of here play.
Pile gaming going to business this year. Is it true? Also love you bounce by. मेरे को नहीं मालूम भाई.
Slowly ambling
मैं तो ड्यू pile gaming.
Now.
No idea, zero idea.
It looks like it's a B main.
This is a crazy setup from Brock. He has both of his mollies placed close.
Very unlikely.
Flash. It's
very unlikely.
In the halls. So he's ready to back
off there. Yeah.
Bait Artzin into fighting deep, which is love to do, and then flash and get a kill back there. That's crazy.
And will he have the chance? Because this is going to be a fast hit. Here come in my. Oh my goodness! Never mind. Well, comes crashing down. It's Verno and Artzin already out of the game. Free to call now, I guess. As they're on spectate mode, Aspas gets into the site. No chance for Brock to fall back, but he already found his 2 kills. He's happy enough. And Spike, by the way, nowhere to be seen. MIBR have left that in C main, and that's been noted now by NRG. They know they've got time to set up here.
I mean, surely this is done. There's no way Aspas and Shedham can claw this round back.
Deep smoke.
Coming through from Psalm. Just get Brock and Odin, and that's the recipe for a map win.
Oh, you're kidding! Shedham's able to get the spike.
Did he do it? Aspas gets a kill.
Okay, now things get a little dicey. Aspas with paint shells creates some space.
Surely not, man. Surely not. This
he's going to have the showstopper. They're giving him the plant. Aspas now rips it straight away. Can't find connection on some, though. Now on 1 versus 2 down to 19. Time ticking. The scuba
seals it. कितना close था.
Out of Lotus. A tight win. One that keeps us in
भाई
suspense
कितना
all the way
close
through.
था यार.
28 rounds.
अच्छा था बे लेकिन मस्त खेला है. मैं भी यार बाप खेला बे. एनर्जी भी बाप खेला लेकिन
really on point.
आसपास बाप खेला है गेम. बहुत प्यारा खेला.
Both as a team from either side, individuals going crazy. I mean, that was, like you called out, slow start from Mata, heats up crazy towards the end. And then you had just consistency on defense from Scuba. Monster on that C site. Great calls from Ethan. Artson's play on Yoru was out of control. What a map,
Do not put us on camera for the rest of this series. We look like a couple of squirrels tangled with an electric fence after that one. That was an absolute heater. And some moments usually go back because it was a horrible start for NRG.
ऐसा फालतू वाले क्लिप्स नहीं डालते वो लोग. व्यूज वाले क्लिप्स का आंसर अलग रहता है.
We start to see Mata get involved, really assert himself. And this is the quality that these two teams have worked hard to forge over the last few weeks of stage 2. Definitely get a sense of changing of the guard here in NA, and those 2 champion spots still very much up for grabs.
गई भाई मेरी गांड गई.
NRG with a win today would lock in a spot in playoffs in what has been one of the toughest groups.
Chat कितना घंटा स्ट्रीम किया मैंने आज? Is it already 12 hours? 1.5 अभी चल रहा है plus 2 3.5 plus 10. 13.5 आवर स्ट्रीम किया मैंने भेजो ऑलमोस्ट 14 13.5 एंड काउंटिंग चल रहा है भाई ऑलमोस्ट 14 क्या ये तो चलेगा 1 घंटा पिचकारी वैंडल कैसे लगी मेरे को नाइफ और वो बाप लगा फ्लेक्स वैंडल ठीक है टी शर्ट अच्छे सारे बैंकॉक वाले एनिमे वाले कितने का पता है 200 रुपए का नहीं 200 या 400 रुपए का एक है 400 का है शायद इतना ज्यादा कम्फी नहीं है लेकिन स्ट्रीम के लिए अच्छा है भाई ये सब प्रिंटेड वाला स्ट्रीम करने के लिए बेस्ट है
Agora, a aura do bigode, cortesia, pega o primeiro, pega o segundo, pega o terceiro também!
Drops the gas. King's gonna go down as well! Scuba with 3! The rookie shaking off any nerves.
Standing by here with Coach Bonkar of Energy. Coach, congratulations on the map 1 win. I mean, once again, Energy seems to be plagued with very slow starts one more time, and it was an 0-5 at the beginning. You had to call a timeout. So what did you notice from MIBR's playstyle that allowed the comeback to happen, and how can you apply this into map number 2 on Bind?
The timeout was much more about us, to be honest. We didn't really play as we do in practice. It was very slow, as you said, and passive and reactive all the time. So it's just taking a timeout and making sure everyone checks in and just being more aggressive in general.
So that's it. Aggression in map number 2 too?
I hope so. I hope we start aggressive.
All the best. Good luck, man. Thank you.
You got to start aggressive. Be aggressive. That's what you need to do to begin things. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? Look at them. I'm killing them with cringe over here. It's amazing. Best part of the job, by the way. But in any case, though, folks, welcome back. That was a game. That was a wild one.
It was a game.
Went to
Just
OT.
like the last one.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I think the game took about as long as the last whole series, though. Granted, I mean, NRG coming out and picking up the win. Now, when you look at the track there and you see things were getting a little topsy-turvy there for a bit there, Myrna, but it felt like as time went on, you started to see NRG stabilize, understand, hey, these are our win conditions. These are the way that we approach this. And, of course, some great shots from Scuba and Mata.
Yeah, they had a really slow start, it felt like, including Mata just himself having a slow start. But overall, they picked it up. Scuba, actually, from the beginning, though, he was doing such a good job at that attack side, getting his lurks in, getting those kind of space-making decisions in. And when they switched over to defense, man, NRG looked good. Their rotations were good. Their positioning was good. The retakes were good. It was just a lot of back and forth here, and I think it was just like aim trading versus each other, and both teams looked really good, honestly.
I like also what Bonker said in the coach interview, talking about how towards the beginning they were playing kind of slow, very reactive, and then they started playing their own game. And you definitely noticed it. You mentioned Matt was a little slow game. He started 0-9, and then he gets an ace into the overtime. And it's just the little things that add up a lot to energy. The setup that they had towards A is so strong that you saw MIBR trying to go for that C fight constantly, and every single time it was Scuba denying it. So the little things that was working out so well for energy as they recovered.
Yeah, and all that little by little managed to get them the win. Now, of course, with energy up 1-0, they're one step away from qualifying for playoffs. But let's go to the other side of the field and catch up with Coach Fraud.
Map
see what
3
he has to say as he gets ready for map 2.
Welcome back, Cottage. What's up?
All right, Vantilli standing by here with Coach Fraud of MIBR. Fraud, I know, heartbreaking loss on the first map here of Lotus, but let's think about Bind. Bind was a map that you guys owned on a comeback. 2-10 deficit against 100 Thieves, and you came back on the attack side. But this time you also start on defense. What did you fix from last week to make sure you have a stronger start?
I mean, when we played 100 Thieves, they played a really good game. I think that they're probably one of the best Bind teams in the world, so it was just really hard to adapt. I think we've gone back. We spent the whole week practicing for this map pool because we kind of knew where energy was going to go. We knew where we were going to go as well, so we pretty much just hardcored the whole entire week on fixing up our defense and refining some of our attack side.
Well, let's hopefully here on Bind you get Osmos's second race map win in 1 year. Good luck, man.
Just देखा Fnatic और Liquid का match.
All right, and there you heard from Coach Fraud.
map
what
थोड़ा सा
they've been
casual
putting
था.
in the work toward was map 2, Bind. No, they were in a bit of a bind last week because, as we had mentioned from Vantilli, they were down a considerable amount, right? But this time around, they managed they managed to come back, get that done. This time around, they're looking to start with a much different start here, Dryad. What are you looking to see from MIBR versus
MIBR qualify
I am looking to see a stronger start on the defense. This is where they were struggling the most. If we remember that match against 100 Thieves.
And how does that manifest itself?
It turns into the little things that it seems like they were lacking when it came to the aggression. The little things that on the other side, energy seems like found themselves in that map.
Green and
they
yellow
are going to be
text
playing
next year invite होगा AWS में.
So knowing that both the teams played 100 they understand they saw each other. And Fraud mentions a little bit of the prep. I want to see a little bit more of the faster plays with Artsy and Aspas on this double duelist.
सुबह राखी के लिए उठना नहीं है नहीं.
In that last map,
मेरे सारे cousins
really good. So I wouldn't be surprised seeing him pulling that momentum into the next game, playing that raise, being super aggressive, making sure that he's constantly like taking that map control, holding that confidence down and just doing what he needs to do. Because I feel like when we're watching Lotus, for example, the start for Motto was just a little bit rough on the attack side, but for Aspas, with the amount of
150 का मेंबरशिप नहीं ले रहे. लोग क्या बोलते हैं? इंडिया's बेस्ट नियॉन. आस्कांडे है तो क्या होगा? माफ करो. 6 बज गए सुबह के.
I feel like everyone on our G
membership
is
लेते तो क्या
so it definitely goes both ways. I think this
roast
will go down
protection
to like
मिल जाता थोड़ा सा.
and the macros
दो
for
दिन
each
के लिए
team
बस.
to make sure to see who gets on top.
That's a great call on that one there, Athena. All right, folks. Well, let's see what happens in map 2. We're going to send it over to Uber and Wyatt after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
पता नहीं हो तो तकबे को पता रहेगा रे. गो करो रे बाबा, गो करो. सीरीज देखना है. परमानेंट पार्टी मिसिंग यार. एक बार सबको आने दो रियाद से रिटर्न, उसके बाद करते हैं प्लान्स.
One map away from securing their spot in playoffs here in Stage 2 are NRG. It was a close affair on Lotus, and that's putting it lightly. Heading over to Bind, like mentioned by Disc, it's not a common battleground that either of these two teams want to go to. That's because they targeted each other's pools pretty aggressively in that fan phase. Let's look at comps though, because we know MIBR have been working this raise.
Double duelist, Yoru raise.
Bind, a great place for it too.
Yeah, the real litmus test that we have for both these teams in terms of
litmus.
how quality
Shout
they are
out,
on Bind is they both went up against 100 Thieves. NRG played them in week 1. They almost had a comeback, ran it all the way back on their own defense.
Oh, hello.
Had and involved some really great utility from Ethan's KO. I was really impressed by the way that they're working that agent in the meta right now. And obviously for MIBR, they had
what keyboard and mouse you recommend for Valo? Gaming.
Pasa chat, pasa. Last week where they were down 2-10 and Cortezia rallied them back both emotionally with the
thank you for the membership.
Also dropping 20
love you
on just attack side. He was closing out every single round. Had a sick 1 versus 3. So we'll see if MIBR can go back to back on these weeks, combined victories, continue this series, and take this
gaming keyboard and mouse I recommend.
Be able to win here, close things out, and be the first team in the Omega group to lock up a playoff spot.
No more roasting, please.
First kill, first death on Lotus earlier in this series. Standing up at the end of every one round for MIBR. I think they've solved their energy problems. What about this NRG issue? A map down. Need to take it to 3. And they won't guarantee themselves playoffs. I'm close to doing so.
Number 1 salesman.
MIBR on defense
After the 9:30 baje aa jana wala guy. Excuse me?
Arms wide open. It's a bear hug. They sooner forget.
Bro.
Oh my god, there's something about Mata with the ghost on
इसकी माँ का वीडियो मारा बे इसने तो.
Insane one against 100 Thieves as well, just all headshots.
Good morning or speed bye.
That was a fight towards B long.
Okay. You know when your own gameplay is provoking a nauseous response from yourself, then your team's going to be pretty pleased with you. The stank face from Mata and a 3-player advantage for NRG.
No one's even taking damage on NRG right now.
Yeah, they didn't really have to do anything. It's more been like a point-and-click adventure for the rest of the team. A telltale experience.
Mata would love to get a couple more kills here.
ये वाला try करो ना गॉड्स
पे. That showstopper already.
डमारा को बोलो अटैक में ए शॉट पे रुकने 3 मार दे. Easy win है. मजाक सेट कर easy win है.
Candy Crush. Nothing be done.
पड़ी.
That's not good at all.
बेस से.
It's right by Power Ace, folks. For every Ace Iberpower reward you follow Iberpower on socials and hashtag unlock your ace, giving that $100 right gift card and $100 and Iberpower rewards for every single ace. And your boys racked up a second for the series.
This was a sick 3K to open the round. Last swing a little delayed from Shenham, but just an instant tap.
That is practically bubonic.
कैसे सर दर्श भाई मैं बढ़िया. आपने बताया नहीं आप कहाँ से हो. छोटा टेक्स्ट लिखा. Thank you for the 10 euros of the pounds मेरी जान की रोटी.
Everyone from MIBR taking the teleport. Mata
just ready to मर गए सब.
हाँ? It's done. He's already got 7.
I think you need more pylons, MIBR.
Huh?
Artisan steps up, sits down, we get it over with again. Okay. Sometimes the first couple of rounds of a map are, fevered back and forth, volatile, and sometimes they're just a pleasantry. I think you know which one it was this time.
I will definitely be keeping my eyes on Mata. He's got the showstopper, and that could absolutely allow NRG to convert a bonus round here, keep this momentum going. From a couple destructive early rounds. 3 rifles as well for NRG here. Their economy is excellent. No one's dying, so things are looking pretty good. Pretty cheeky position here. On the box, ready for a high-low face. It's just fast in with a rocket right now.
I might be feeling himself maybe. Mata crucially able to take down the stall util. It's the Brimstone off the map already. Shenham's had a mare of a start. Ethan is caught out as he tries to go for a spike. And there is no stick.
उसने 20 लाइनअप वाला स्प्लिट किया
बे. Stall util does pay off even with the lack of molly from MIBR. Cortezia steps up.
Psalm temporarily denied from the plant as well. MIBR have a contingency. If there's a teleport, they still have Cortezia over towards
Big fan sir. Somil bhai आपने बोला ही नहीं कहाँ से लेकिन fan हो लेकिन वो कहाँ से?
Energy to go back up, so Psalm can save.
Thank you for the $5 मेरी जान कर दे.
On the line, but no targets.
Overly concerned about showers, but in there. Scuba is watching his 6. Charge across the side. Artazine wants to clear showers and give MIBR a few more options for this post plant.
Now with this wall up, Energy, they want to reposition. They were too heavily stacked towards lamps. They need to set up some crossfires, some better positions to swing from.
There's no post plant util here for NRG. They've got to fight. They don't have a molly of any kind to stop a defuse. They've got to go for it. Berno, who's covering him?
Cover किधर है?
NRG to a
इंडिया से हम फिलहाल स्कॉटलैंड. अरे स्कॉटलैंड में किधर?
He's playing Farming Simulator.
भाई ये गलत खेला है MIBR ने. MIBR ने गलत खेला. कोई था ही नहीं. एक के पास पूरा शावर है. कोई चिपक के वाला एरिया में क्यों नहीं था एक शॉट लड़ने के लिए? Love you, there's my thank you for the 10 euros of the pounds.
I don't know what was happening here. Why Verno was trying to stick, there was just no one fighting forward, no space taken from MIBR.
They have no lamps control. They have no lamps control for starters. They have zero line on the players up and short. They have no wraparound from Shower either.
They just didn't.
मेरे पास बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन हैं दर्श भाई. सौमिल भाई आपके लिए भी.
I'm pretty shell-shocked from what happened.
Just chatting, I
this
see.
has been absolutely effortless from NRG.
Hey, MIBR, can you take us to OT, please?
Competitiveness of the previous map.
Oh, they're keeping it simple here. They're just walking up off that wall. Verno,
I think he saw that.
He definitely gets the info there. MIBR will not be doing anything about this plant. Stuffed by some util.
Not bad.
Great combo with the Seas nade.
And that was a plan for MIBR to fall back off that Stimmo plant. Stim beacon active. That's now expired though. This is a pretty aggressive line for Cortesia on B, but he may fall back should he need to.
W.
Okay. Patience paying dividends for Scuba. There would have been more there for him if he'd lingered.
Yeah, NRG, they opt to just stick around and wait
Bye.
for MIBR to expose themselves to some of the angles that they were holding with rifles rather than teleport away. Ethan wants to fight on this flank. He's dealt with.
Hilo should do it here though, Wyatt. This is a pretty strong position for NRG to take it out. There it is, Scuba.
Good adjustment.
That's his third.
हम जाए फिर. अरे नहीं रुको ना.
Together. They've got lamps control.
शर्म कर ले इसके बारे. Excuse me.
There is the post plant util.
Tips लेने पड़ेगा आपसे. Just chatting. Love you.
Catches Brock out though. Clone scene through. Som turns the flash expertly. Only half for Cortesia, and here's Som finding his second.
भाई 4-0 up पे.
Good composure
अभी तो बोला कोच एक हफ्ता प्रैक्टिस किया.
Could have been a scup and ship midway through that round.
Somehow that ends up being the closest round so far. MIBR just taking early shower control, wrapping.
The C's nade combo.
Yeah, that was really excellent early on. Yeah, here's Verno throwing that.
And they're disrupting the initial plant, right? We saw this from Cortesia, I think, like first, second round as well. He's able to throw a
Hello, good morning, good morning.
So, you know, it's clear that NRG, or rather MIBR, don't want to play post plant. They don't want to risk it against this, you know, pretty cheesy comp. They've got to get ahead of it. They've got to use their proactively on defense.
सब Watchparty में Binks किया आज. सब मैचेस दूसरे टीम जीती. Love you.
To the game faced off against Mata, who has been absolutely decimating.
Oh, he's showing
some
leg here.
Inside. Oh, perfect timing, even with the wall going up.
Just
दे जिगल कर रहा था बे. दे ही दिया
जिगल को. Doctor was in no way interested in preserving the human race, I guess. Maybe not the kind of doctor you should see.
If you had to describe
an edge like that with Mata off the map, 10 and
3 reason, one word.
The first 4 rounds.
Valorant. One word. Valorant.
That his team is at a disadvantage.
बात सुन ली सुबह के 6 बजे डिस्क्रिप्शन चाहिए.
Region around in the favor
इधर दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा है.
It takes a lot of space off of that wall. MIBR though, they are totally aware that they're giving up the A site. They just want to control showers, and then when they eventually retake,
I started Valo
have that position to go from.
1 week ago. Already edited. Game
sexy well here. So
yeah, they can just go for that. Ospas even has the showstopper.
Okay, here it is. Sees nade. Some able to avoid it for the most part.
Cape
down, a little disoriented out there, but still, spike plant is a spike plant.
Scuba is still just on a mission to find a kill, but Shannon ready and so fast.
Very snappy with it. Still a full strength cohort of MIBR players.
Would love to connect that 0 point on Ospas. Not going to happen though.
Wishful thinking.
लेकिन कोई मिलेगा नहीं शायद.
Showstopper still in play. Now this is all well and good. Saber rattling is fine, but it needs to be defused at some point. And with Brock in a 1 versus 4, you'd expect that to be forthcoming, but he has the drop. Verno realizes that his 6 needs to be attended to. Drop to 9. Defuse.
Save.
Executed.
W.
And Brock will at least get away with his gun.
Season miss हो गया. Season miss में 1-8 थोड़ा left हो गया.
Sort of tactically giving up the
हाँ, actual match है राजेश. Actual match है. मैंने spare में एक रखा हुआ. बहुत बाप है.
Try and deny it, maybe get a kill again, and then retake from multiple different positions, controlling shower. That's nicely handled from them. Op does end up being the tool that gets them their first round.
कोच मिला कोई एसएसएल टीम के लिए नहीं अभी नहीं थोड़ा टाइम बाद ढूंढना चालू करेंगे कि अभी कोई इवेंट नहीं है ना.
This team just does not play defensive op Yoru at all.
No, they've moved away from it. Yeah, they have fully moved away from it and are just allowing Ospas to be the opera, even though he's a Raze. It's just his comfort weapon.
All right, over the strike on the side here. Straight away it's given up. Once again, it might be our op to pull off to an extremity. This time it's to Octagon, and there it is! Operating connection on Bork this time. And all that space now set up for the defenders. Oh, but
भाई कितना सीज कॉम्बो कर रहे बे लोग.
And that cuts NRG now down to 3. Marta through the smoke finds one at Chinham. The offender just prior able to put his ult down to the tune of 1 kill.
These energy players on site know that they are crunched right now from long side as well. They really have control of absolutely nothing. They are feeling the pressure.
Looking this way and that, like a bunch of meerkats here grouped together on the site. Som's going to have to make a correction. He sees Cortesy a little jiggle. Big damage now. Molly to follow it up to buy some time. Maybe look elsewhere. Back towards Halls, perhaps. There's the flash out from elbow. Here comes Artesine, but it's been read into. Someone he was ready for it, but it's a very timely swing from Cortesia there to play off his
actual में बाप मोलिटा बे.
All the seasons from Verno are connecting.
Is he also looking for a team you can contact him? देखेंगे सारे options.
That I'm impressed with MIBR's positional decision making.
Time तो भाई management को कर लेगी.
Part of one of the sites around the operator. This moment from Ospas denying Brock, who was that
Razer का कीबोर्ड पूछ रहा है but membership नहीं लिया आपने. बात तो है भाई बात तो है. ग्लासगो से बंक्स भाई 3 साल हो गए इंडिया आके. हाँ?
Retake comes in, it's just all too easy.
3 साल हो गए इंडिया आके मतलब इंडिया से वहां जाके 3 साल हो गए. स्कॉटलैंड में 3 साल. फिलहाल स्कॉटलैंड में ग्लासगो लड़ाई है. ठीक है कितना टफ नाम है. ग्लासगो से है ये. 3 साल हो गए. बराबर नहीं समझा. 3 साल हो गए इंडिया आके बोला लेकिन अभी बोला आप स्कॉटलैंड में हो. समझ रहे हो. कंफ्यूजन है. इसलिए मेरा मोटिव एक ही है. सुपर चैट ज्यादा करो लेकिन बराबर लिखो वाला एक मोटिव है मेरा. क्रेजी वाला. एज अ मेंबर आपको पता ही रहेगा.
We'll see if that's something they attempt to play into.
And that's all fine and well, but MIBR
नहीं फंसेगा वो ऑलरेडी मेंबर है.
To come back in after on a retake.
This knife from Ethan is going to be thrown over towards long B to try and just sniff out where Ospas is at. Where is this op going to be?
बंक्स भाई हेयर ग्रो करने के लिए टिप दो ना.
Yeah, gets out of the way of it, and then the rifle breaks the prowler, so they just want to keep the op concealed, and that's exactly why. But the shot, just a miss.
Not sure how he missed that, but Arzine sure as hell doesn't. Makes the swing, and this is where the Vipers
बड़ा क्या ये क्लोज जाएगा.
Glossed over that fact. Bam! Well, looked like that'd be another one, but that's 0 for 2.
What is happening?
Looks like Marta got legged, at least. A lot of
maybe
health.
Through the wall?
Maybe not,
yeah, maybe not. I have no idea.
He's got too much health for that.
Some wants to maybe take a fight when this wall drops. We'll have to see. Yeah, he's
posted
क्या कुछ combo कर सकते हैं लोग.
All right, Aspas. So far, a goose egg for the GOAT on op shots this round. Give me something. Jet him across the side.
No.
That one doesn't count. That one doesn't count. He did not shoot.
बाप रे.
Again, there's not much really to do.
बच गया.
For NRG, trudge away. Now, their options elsewhere on the map
ग्लासगो में
are
हो,
great either. You
स्कॉटलैंड
can
में हो,
walk into a
इंडिया
Viper's
में
pit,
हो या
get blown up by
स्कॉटलैंड में
Cortesy.
थे अभी इंडिया में
Your
हो नहीं
showers.
समझा.
Have Verno drop Dookie on you. Your choice.
This MIBR defense strategy at the moment
Valorant का
really
management
is
कौन
just,
है?
let's set up
Goldie
Ospas
bhai,
with
Tak bhai,
this op. They're
Mortal
fully
bhai,
playing around it. They were relentless in that B fight. You're dealing with all of the utility that was coming in for him so he could stay posted on the line. And then even when he gets off, Artisan finds a great timing to pop flash, reswing, get that first opening kill. After Ospas had a couple misses, but all good. He's been able to find the openings on the prior couple rounds.
Giveaway करना, excuse me. New champ skin कब आएगी? Any idea? Champs के time पे.
So much investment from NRG to deal with it as well. I mean, yeah, I guess just, a little bit to the left there, just a little bit wide.
जैसे मैंने वो comment मारा, कोच ने बोला एक हफ्ता काउंटर किया करके, सारे राउंड जीत गए यार, sorry यार.
Totally denied.
Sorry.
NRG still have a ton of money though, so they're
तो
going to find
मैं पूरा भरोसा रख के ये कहना चाहूँगा, ये मैप MIBR जीतेगी.
See if NRG can make use of that. The AWP is adjusted over to the A side.
Once again, though, this willingness to give up space is characteristic of MIBR's approach in the last.
कैसे लगता है भाई इतने बड़े ऑर्ग का ओनर होना मेरे को क्या पता?
Let NRG get it. The null command is definitely going to make it pretty straightforward for NRG to push onto this side, bully in, and look at the minimap. MIBR pulled off, and they're playing in positions the post planners would like to be in.
Scuba wants to go for the late wrap on Hookah. Can NRG fight forward? Yeah,
that's the adjustment.
Bye.
That is really well done from them, crunching onto that part of the map.
Bhai kya lade be Hookah ke liye.
Because of the null command, he had a gate crash towards elbow, unable to use it.
Yeah, this time, like NRG have they're not content just to sit on this B site. Look at how now they can play in those post-plant spots. Please give me one kill, thank you. Consider me satisfied.
Looks like Ethan wants to hunt right now. This energy
Stream sniper करके चिल्ला रहा रहेगा मेरे हिसाब से.
Even despite the fact that they lost the last few rounds, just because of the initial
आप होते तो
rounds
कैसे
were
लगता
blowouts for NRG.
मैं होता ही क्यों लेकिन?
Getting this away would be nice, but that doesn't really seem to be on the cards here. So when NRG get around back, and it's a small adaptation. It's about Scuba hunting down those entrenched defenders as they give up the side now. NRG not giving MIBR any room to fall back.
क्या चीज भरने का ओनर बनने के लिए मत करो यार सुबह के 6 बजे बकचोदी मत करो.
I think the Hookah players are still going to inevitably be killed because of the Scuba flank, and then there was a player following up Psalm as well. I'm just keeping my eyes on this off.
MIBR का चांस है क्या चैंपियन जाने का अगर प्लेऑफ से बाहर हो गया तो नहीं.
They were struggling on defense against 100 Thieves. They have
प्लेऑफ से बाहर हो गया तो फिर
centered their
चांस नहीं.
strategy around this weapon. This time Ospas goes wide.
Plenty of action towards that showers side. Slower start to the round for NRG. Obviously, stark contrast to their null command round where they just go for it after
वो TC9 का ओनर एक्सपीरियंस पूछ रहा है शायद. लैंड था लैंड.
Presence over towards shower, but it's completely
Old
retained by
TC9
MIBR.
बाप
They
था.
had no reason to give up any of these positions right now.
उसके बाद तो डिप्रेशन.
This is dangerous.
Starts with the short. He shows presence, but is able to jump across without being brought down.
ताई भाई का ज्वाइन करने के बाद से T69 का डाउनफॉल आ गया बे. ये तो मैं सोचा ही नहीं बे चैट.
Showed presence at showers early, but MIBR
Binks भाई
controlled
प्लीज
the
एक बार
entire
क्या
time. They
चीज.
show presence at A long, but they give it up.
गिली
Don't go for
गिली वीडियो मेरी जान कर बे.
MIBR 3 players on the A site and another on the way.
Season 8 combo isn't available for MIBR on defense, and Marta's already plowed through Artazine. Now with a showstopper, it should clear the room. Verno hoped to tuck in that corner, but Brock sniffs it out and snuffs him out.
This round should be good as done at this point. No real util to get back in for MIBR. And ultimately, they had the right rotation. They got over to that A site in time, but it is just continuing to find high-value opening kills.
एक गिली में अभी तो दिया. Good morning
Nithul Nayak. Being a problem for MIBR, or just something they didn't feel like they could push back into.
Yeah, it isolated Verno
Good
on the
morning,
site.
Pratyush.
He did have a second player backside. I think that was Artson, but he just felt like he needed to run away. I mean,
Chat जो लोग अभी भी like कर दो.
I think Artson died lamps there. I think Marta just went for him.
It was a second player, whomever it was. I can't remember, but
Verno opts not to pull back into showers, right? He sort of sticks on that bench corner.
ये क्या था?
Brock sees it very easily. Fair play to MIBR, trying a couple of ideas to stop that fast hit from NRG.
Prediction.
They spent a long time
MIBR का नाम लिया 2 राउंड बैक टू बैक आ रहे.
Looking for that op value.
फिर भी एक्चुअल में MIBR जीत सकता है. एक्चुअल में. कि माड़ा भाई इतना नहीं मार रहे हैं, अभी थोड़ा शांत हो गए. 12-2 से 12-4 पे 10-2 से. नेक्स्ट में कार्ड आएगा तो कास्ट दोस्त 100% ठीक है डन है
for MIBR on map 1. Cortezia out of his chair 99% of the time in post rounds, but
तुझ पे स्ट्रीम क्यों नहीं करता सेम कंटेंट क्यों दिखा रहे हो उधर रितेश भाई लव यू
Instead of mousing
Good
keyboard.
morning,
We
मेरी
noticed
जान
he's taken a
टूटे
pretty aggressive line there in hookah, really pushing
अरे
out.
मेरा स्कॉटलैंड वाला बंदा किधर गया हेलो
Time out the call here for MIBR, who've
इतने
started
सारे
to lose their grip
questions
on this
थे
game a little bit. Obviously, it's a great start for initially NRG. Those first few
Scotland
rounds
by
were
gives a sign
over MIBR. But there was an adaptation, right? It was how they fell back into those defensive positions. But now it doesn't look like simply giving up the site is an option or nearly as easy. And they tried a couple other things, like leaving some anchor players in. I think so far, just like the anchor approach has not been good on this half.
we heard Fraud talk
When
about
is your good night morning 9
we're
o'clock
getting into this game that they have just been hard focused.
क्या हाल चाल love from
on
London
all
love
week.
you
We're confident this was going to be in the map pool against NRG. They struggled on defense against 100 Thieves.
नाथ
They
केला
are looking
बाउन
better
है
so far today. And honestly, I'm just wondering how many rounds do they need here
Curiosity में
to
सोना
have a
पड़ेगा हाँ ना बे
comeback, be realistic again. Their attack side was so strong. Cortezia was so good. What is it going to require against NRG?
भाई तो राखी कब होगी
Points thrown over towards Showers. MIBR
मेरे
will
सारे
bide their
cousins
time and then
बाहर
walk
है
forward, but the Prowler for the re-clear will give some information over to Brock.
Yeah, the assumption was that MIBR might push up short on this round.
मेरा
It's the old
वर्चुअल
bus
होता
bus.
वर्चुअल
Connects with Brock.
वीडियो कॉल पे
They'll attempt to overwhelm him, but Verno is left in reserve to protect him. Turns into a 1-for-1. Forced out though by the fragment. A little bit uncomfortable for MIBR's defenders as now the dimensional drift to get some info and get into the site itself. And they're going to realize that NRG have pulled off of A.
Yeah, they do still have a minute to play with.
लेकिन वो
NRG
लोग
have
को
not
दूसरा किधर
really
है नहीं
tried to
पता
go for any teleports away towards that B site while executing on A, and honestly for good reason. MIBR have always left a player there. They just want to cut noise, see if they can draw someone out. It's dangerous for
Pop flash है क्या है?
very low
नहीं है।
HP, so certainly going to be relying on Scuba to try to convert in this 2 versus 3, but Artsin catches him.
30 seconds able to drift across, and eventually the wall's going to come down.
W जीत गया मैं भैया 4 रन बस है
MIBR successful, calling the timeout, able to slow the
इस
game
बार आप
to
चले
a
जाओ
crawl in that
बाहर
round.
राखी पे एक्सक्यूज मी दुबई
The
जाना
Aspas
पड़ेगा
pick in Showers pretty instrumental.
It's just every MIBR round win has come down really to Aspas finding a kill with the AWP. The one round they won, he didn't
I haven't even slept yet और तुम्हारी दूसरी वॉचपार्टी शुरू होगी भाई सो जाओ तीसरी है भाई हेलो
That has been every single round win. Controlling Showers in that instance. They
भाई
succeeded
लास्ट
with that
चैट क्या
before.
चीज
Double?
मैं फर्स्ट टाइम किसका मेंबरशिप लिया absolutely love your content love you यार
Played over on B. Aspas with an opportunity to take a shot, but doesn't do it just yet.
Not quite connecting, able to get it, but Marta is hot on his heels. Not quite sure where Aspas went, realizes he went back into vents, but now Lamb's control will be under the attacker's side. Oh, that's awkward.
wall
Yeah,
down
that
हो
timing is just a bit
गया
off. Doesn't seem like he knew the wall was going to drop. Som has to break a lot of util in his face.
Fighting for this control, but is about to get double swung if he's not careful. Aspas and Verno trying to at least signal some
वापिस
threat.
कोई वो नहीं है यार
So stacked up right now
वापिस
towards
कोई
Labs. It's
यूटिल्स
only
नहीं
Brock playing
है
back
अब वो लोग को
to
सेम
Not the
मिस्टेक
best
नहीं करना
crossfire.
चाहिए
Smoke goes down. Energy want to cross, but they're getting spammed down.
They've got to commit though. Look at MIBR crawling over the site. Still a full 5 of them.
W
There's he deals with Scuba. Brock's got a decent angle for this, but will be flashed out of the smoke. It's Artazine like a bat out of hell coming for him. Some 2 with a spray down. There's no time for Aspas.
bro टाइम है
Oh man, that is nuts. Not enough time to get the defuse. Some saves the day. As a rumble clutch comes up for NRG.
That was some criminal activity in the smoke from Som. MIBR were doing a good job spamming the players down, aware of a lot of those repositions that were coming in. I think that was Scuba who tried to get tucked, and Cortezia had the read on him. NRG were so heavily stacked towards lamps. Positioning was not great for this post plant.
अब क्या होता है मग में ऑप्शन आ रहा है पता नहीं फ्री का होता तो कर दो
Just really throwing off the map there for MIBR. Who honestly
This
since
is
that
why
time looked very good,
I'm
but that was a
player.
double
Any
lock game
tips?
that they took. It doesn't pay off.
फन के लिए खेलो रे सीखने के लिए खेलो लेकिन फन के लिए
fast
खेलो
execs through A.
What is Courtesy are going for here?
I mean, look at this from MIBR. They have 3 players towards showers right now. Do Energy want to try to refight it? What is the game plan?
Oh, Scuba contact clears. That's going to give a foothold here to MIBR. Ethan seemingly aware, but the Courtesy is in here, but not aware of how far up he is.
Energy have no control over the map.
Oh,
Good hell that they have to spike down. Now Som has some post-plant utility.
1 second, Brock ने क्यों डाला वो? Half करने है.
Okay, he knew he was done at that point. Went for the D2. Shannon also picked off in the periphery now. 3-on-3. More stall on the spike. Courtesia and Verno have to step up now, but Brock is throwing a spatter into the works, and Marta converts for 3. How the hell did Aajao get away with that?
These last 2 rounds,
भाई ये लोग कैसे नहीं बैकअप दे पा रहे हैं?
They had no map control
शादी कर रहा हूँ 4 महीने में any heads up membership लो
catches the flank. It's a 5-on-3
membership लो भाई membership नहीं ले पा रहे हो तो shopping कैसे करोगे बताओ काश दोस्त वाला लो काश दोस्त वाला
I can't believe they've gotten away with these last 2 rounds.
औरा बढ़ेगा बीवी के सामने औरा
I mean, honestly knows he's dead there. I guess he's trying to half it before he gets blown up by the orbital strike.
क्या क्लोज प्लांट नहीं ले कुछ तो गलत कर रहे हैं मैं भी यार तीसरी बार ऐसा हुआ है बे तीसरी बार मैन एडवांटेज होके लोग बैकअप नहीं दे पा रहे
Some clutches things out in the prior round too. Pretty mad that Energy are up 8-4.
All right, so we're going to step aside for just a moment. It's halftime here in the second map of the series as NRG have a 4-round lead.
मेरा भाई बंक्स कैसा है बहुत प्यार सब बढ़िया
if the rest of the map's been anything to go by.
काश दोस्त बीवी के लिए लो नहीं वो मत करो भाई तुम सपोर्ट करके ये बहुत है MIBR हारने के लिए लैंग्वेज थैंक यू बंक्स भाई आई एम सो ग्रेटफुल कांट टेल हियर व्हाई बट जस्ट थैंक यू फॉर एवरीथिंग लव यू कृष्णा भाई लव यू शादी को मेंबरशिप से जोड़ दिया वाह भाई माड़ा क्यों भड़का बे अचानक से मिनट के बाद काम कर रहा सोया उठा ये लाइव है गुड मॉर्निंग 4 बजे उठ के मेडिटेशन सेल्फ स्टडी करके अब यहाँ आया श्रेयस भाई लव यू मेरी जान गुरुडे लव यू आपकी भी शादी हो रही है चैट मैं ऐसा क्यों हूं चैट हाँ आपकी भी ने इसकी ही हो रही थी ले लिया मेंबरशिप अब शादी नहीं भाई 150 का मेंबरशिप मतलब एंगेजमेंट है कि नहीं एंगेजमेंट के बाद शादी करोगे या डायरेक्ट जाओगे हाँ थोड़ा हवस को थोड़ा वो करो भाई बचा के रखो 150 के मतलब एंगेजमेंट एकदम बढ़िया जाएगा शादी काश दोस्त
It's just going to be just a straight up triple swing with the knife coming down onto Ospas. Takes a bit of damage and is going to be routed out of the position. Wow, they want to
कैसे improve करे?
Forward from NRG. How far do they want to push this?
Holding it, you think at this point would be fine, but they want more. Double swing on the corner. Oh, that is dangerous stuff. And they trade down in players. Now it's awkward. Brock's around it, and that side of the map is entirely under the control of MIBR.
OP के साथ जीत गया.
Doesn't look like they want to.
MIBR का attack actual में अच्छा.
They're just going to take their time here. Now heading into this half, just wanted to point out that Motto's
मेरा शादी फिक्स करो अभी लेता काश दोस्त तुम्हारा थोड़ा सीन है
15 kills.
लड़की वालों को क्या बोलेंगे मेरा नाम है टॉक्सिक चौहान
It is zero-sum, though. It's one or the other, not both, as they've been
क्या करता हूँ
matched
गाली
up
देता हूँ
on
मैं बिंक्स
multiple
की
occasions in that
इसकी
first half.
वैन की
You can take
तुम्हारा
time
थोड़ा
here
दोस्त है
IBR
टाइम
all
लगेगा
for the taking, and of course a safe plant, even though they don't know it, at B.
30 seconds left.
Not taking any risks here in the mid.
तो जा मैप 3 बिक के बाद
Okay.
Easy little
ये
clean
लोग
up.
अटैक अच्छा है हाँ
Headshots.
actually
Machine strikes again.
And Scuba with the shorty. You hate to see that.
250 लेवल में क्या रैंक होना चाहिए लेवल और रैंक का कुछ कनेक्शन नहीं है
Not much more to do here.
भाई चक्कर आ रहा है भाई
And very
ज़रीफ को
unlikely
देख
that
के
MIB are going to give up too much for free. Feels like the magic trick where they stick the swords
तोशी
into
के
the
वो
box.
ओ हाँ
The
बे
person somehow dodges it, you know what I mean?
that's a W name
The thrill of waiting for this fight to take place. Oh,
Really?
okay, whoa. We got some orbs.
Steady on there,
Bro,
cowboy.
दो मार
We
तीन
got some
और मिल गया
orbs.
उसको
The stat
फुल
sheet's
फ्री
looking a
में
little bit better.
Had that nicely.
Respect.
Yeah, Scuba knows what's what.
Almost back to being positive in the game. 7 and 8.
Bro knows where his bread is buttered. I gotta respect it. All right, so there's an over push. You're questioning it. You know, as opposed to MIB are just containing that part of the map, they go further and serve Aspas up 2 free kills.
You will just keep jumping there. If you guys wanna kill him, you're gonna have to take TP.
ठीक है
Now, I'd be talking trash. Personally, I'd just be saying nonsense.
Bro's theorizing how to kill
yeah.
Scuba on the TV. That's time to talk trash.
It's philosophical.
All right, now on the eco.
This is an interesting encounter.
Precarious.
हाँ
Okay, nothing.
कुछ क्या बे
Damn, bro, you dead ass walked all the way back? Sheesh, man, come on. So a little explore there from Som, sees nothing.
You know, after watching NRG on attack, just absolutely send it down, eh? This has been...
Yeah, they turn themselves into human Beyblades, bro.
We have really taken the pace down a notch.
भाई एक
Things feel
अच्छा
so
है
much more peaceful.
तुम लोग भी देखो ये लोग इक्वल लेकिन ये लोग के पास यूटिलिटी पूरा है
You say this now about MRBR, but we saw them on Lotus with these real pace variations across the half, starting slow and then just being able to, you know, accelerate on a dime in some of those rounds. So this doesn't necessarily mean this is what you should expect for the whole half. Double face here for Cortesia to deal with. It's the drop on it though, and just straight up loses the 1 versus 1. So that kind of gives away the game. Now there'll be a chance for NRG to rotate.
Yeah, not going to matter all too much
Just
though.
the ghost player there.
That's just
30
the
seconds
ghosts lurk. See if you can get a couple kills, get a couple orbs. Doesn't really happen.
मारेगा
but
कि नहीं
with 3 rifles in the hands of MIBR, this one should be good as done. You know, up until this point, we're talking about the chaos of this map and the series overall, but so far, the chaos on Lotus felt much more controlled. It was 2 teams operating at a very high pace, but with a lot of intention. A lot of the rounds so far on Bind in that first half, they were just chaotic.
I feel like we're blowing off
They were
steam in
just
so many of
chaotic.
those rounds. Oi. Thanks for the gun, fam.
बंडल दे दिया
Oh man, that was one of the rifles?
Yep.
Okay, hate to give that away.
So Som will
मत करो अबे 1570 शादी के बाद भी बर्गर पिज्जा खाना पड़ता है एक चीज
And NRG still have that 2-round buffer.
बंदा बहुत पैशनेट हो वैलोरेंट के
MRB
तरफ
are
वालो
allowed away back
वाले
into
आपको उनका
Bind.
विजिटिव वॉच पार्टी
MRB,
चेयरमैन
bear in
बना
mind,
दे
with
एक्सिस
Haven
में ऐसा भी कुछ है क्या
around the corner, which would be a very interesting map to see both these teams go on, especially with
Is it gonna be first time Aspas not
Yoru
return
Last time we saw
शायद
that Ospas playing Yoru, so I have to imagine maybe that would switch around if we get there, but very speculative, and who knows if we even will get
शादी नहीं
there.
करनी
Energy
इसलिए
would love
membership
to
नहीं
close
लिया
this out and punch their ticket to playoffs today. They can just stop this
Single wall होने वाला है
NIPR
क्या
attack side, something 100 Thieves couldn't last week.
Scuba, your snakebite cornhole champion, able to try give a foothold here.
भाई क्या पिक करते बे ये लोग
Pardon me, that was
First engagement,
Chat
but yeah, it does fall.
info वाला पिक देखा
yeah, no, it was Cortesia. I've got to attribute the championship to the correct player, in fairness, but created the space for MIB to move up on that orb position. Nothing to say about cornhole, really. You?
No, it's a fun game, honestly.
Okay,
I think it's kind of underrated.
All right.
This sleeper game, not gonna lie.
It's very American, though. I've never encountered it, really, before coming in.
Oh, yeah.
More
Pure
recorded
rotate
by-
मारेगा अभी
Yeah. Stingers, burgers.
Suppress किया है, belong blind किया है, सब किया है.
No particular order.
Stingers might be number one.
Oh, wow. There were a lot of big candidates in that. Listen, you've gone with... Okay, dude. Stingers.
भाई क्या कर रही है मैं भी यार प्लांट नहीं होने वाला है.
Got 4 players on A and
combo भी है.
Down, just having a nice time jiggling towards A. There's 25 seconds left. What if we go ahead and hit this site?
Yeah, we are going to have to do it. Som holds his ground. Prowler cleared. He knows he's going to have to... Oh, that's cheeky. All right. Nice little bait and switch there. Does deal with the brimstone, but with 10 seconds left, there still needs to be a plant of some variety. Got to see it down
and
at some
nades, and there's mollies, and there's 5 seconds.
The brim is dead.
Inferno has no health.
The brim is dead. So there is no molly here. Is going to be a plant, at least for MIBR. However, they're looking a little bit haggard.
कसम plant करने दिया भाई.
Now to try and take this lamp control with multiple players. That rifle that Som was able to pick up now has gone back to its rightful owner.
Feels like this is going to have to be an Osboss moment.
It's the backstab.
It will not be an Osboss moment.
Oh my god.
I gotta believe in this guy, dude. What?
It shouldn't have happened like that.
Cast the curses, Mr. White River.
It just shouldn't have happened like that, Scuba. No.
You know what a PayPal is.
No.
Really? Like, you could do it for so many players? I don't know about him.
भाई प्लांट कैसे करने दिया?
We were down to like 6 seconds. Okay, that's ridiculous, but there were 6 seconds on the clock. Verno has like 2 HP trying to plant. Oh, come on, man.
Get that boy Scuba in a neck brace next round.
Hello friends, hi below. Hello.
Okay. It's a little bit of a raggedy
Chat लग गए भाई एनर्जी के. पूरा का पूरा advantage 0.
Nadazine already fires off a warning shot.
And as if MIBR didn't slow down the game enough, it's time to get the scoped weapons on the attack side.
Yeah, let's go glacial. How about that?
Oh my god.
बाप रे.
Mata doing what he does best. First skills.
This game is such a showcase of individual skills.
सारी अच्छी गुजराती लड़कियां तो नॉन गुज्जू लोग ले जाते हैं.
Mata, the player with the most total first kills of anyone in America at this stage, and it is no surprise because I think 24 of them came from just last week.
That's 24 for 12 or something nuts. I want to say. Here's Aspas though, firing back across the bow, and he's rolling back the ears while he's at it. It's
मनवन कर लो ना भाई तुम लोग. मनवन कर लो ना भाई. मनवन का मन कर लो.
As a result, are down to 3.
MIBR, they are surrounded on this site, trying to get some control towards long. What is that?
ये मेरा वाला spam है, ये मेरा वाला spam है chat.
MIBR really have nothing to work with here. They're trying to get their way back out of long. Osboss wants to isolate a fight against Mata.
How does he get this? It's a weird off angle, but he's pretty exposed to a push up on the side. Tap for Brock, it is Mata.
Not another one.
Not another ace! Mata with another one! Single-handedly.
Oh my god!
Single-handedly putting iBuyPower out of business. More of those $100 Riot gift cards and $100 iBuyPower rewards for every ace. Following, of course, at iBuyPower on socials. Hashtag unlock
gift
your
cards
ace.
everywhere.
Bro is just
3 aces.
churning them out today.
3 aces this series.
All right, so
on the mid buy.
Day one of week 4. Mata goes and does this.
भाई.
What is the spam kill? But what is that, bro?
Oh, okay, that is gonna go away.
बेचारा भाई.
That is the Jesse Pinkman. He can't keep getting away with it moment of the match. How?
वो एक्चुअल में वर्क करता है spam. एक्चुअल में W spam है वो.
And now he's got the operator.
Well,
try and do some Osboss-like things.
Let's take a sip for every ace. That's a mega pint, folks. 3 from Mata. Scooby here tucked into Octagon very quickly now. A more pacey round for MIBR, right? See how they made that adaptation, and NRG don't seem to be ready for it at all. They're being overrun here.
भाई इतना फास्ट चले गए वो लोग.
Oh my god.
मैं आसपास भड़का, आसपास भड़का भाई. आसपास भड़का.
The third ace. That's
आसपास भड़का भाई.
Run it down. They're hunting Som as all this is.
नहीं भड़का.
Well, shot, but this is no mercy.
नहीं भड़का.
And I am not okay today. Some of this stuff is kind of undoing me.
Close था बे.
Saw it in the tea leaves, folks.
Now, MIBR can absolutely keep this momentum rolling. Look at the status of
मतलब
their
आपके पास
ultimates when we
कोई
get back
एडिटर
into
की
this.
पोस्ट काली है क्या?
2 right
नहीं.
now, and just 1 orb away from 2 more of them. Artson, solid opener on to Scuba. It's the pace adjustment that you were alluding to earlier. It had been glacial up until this point, and then they had enough.
Yep.
They sent it on that B site. Completely caught NRG off guard.
And this is probably one of the biggest things, I think, that is demonstrated the work that MIBR as a team have put in this stage. Yeah, it was a bit of a, honeymoon
भाई लोग का
period
अटैक
coming into
एक्चुअल में
Toronto.
अच्छा है
Hopes were high
लेकिन
for this team, finishing third at kickoff, third
क्योंकि
at
अभी
stage
ज़्यादा
1,
एडवांटेज
pretty
नहीं है
darn
ना.
good. And then they didn't.
अरे लोग 1-2 राउंड
They
ऐसे
landed
जीत
down
गया,
here and
अल्टो
really
आ गया,
took some
उनका
time
इकोनॉमी का अमो बेन हो
to
जाएगी और ये लोग
find
जीत
their
सकते हैं.
style.
एक्चुअल में
Bonk out
MIBR
back in the
जीत
mix.
सकते हैं मैप.
By popular demand, so I'm told. And already starting to see the fruits of that labor for this team.
थर्ड मैप भी नहीं चाहिए पर MIBR को जीतना भी है. क्यों थर्ड मैप नहीं चाहिए? अच्छा तो खेल रहे दोनों टीम.
Yeah, Bonker was really one of the highly sought after coaches.
Language,
reuniting now with Scuba. Cool as well to just see
Hey,
him
Pinky,
going
कितना
up
बजे
against
उठने वाले थे?
Inferno,
7
those
बजे
guys
ना?
were teammates
Oxygen
for
teammates,
years
yep.
and challengers.
Mada arrival of theirs
Years.
on that Moist
And
X
Brock,
Shopify
I mean,
team.
it's
Yeah.
just-
Mada and Brock. Yeah, kind of wild. And there's a ton of, NA challenges representation on that team. It is those challenges players that have stepped up. Hard to imagine at this point that Verno was
मेरे को देखने नहीं मिलेगा ना, मेरे को जाना है
player
अच्छा
on
ऐसा.
Oxygen fighting for a spot in Ascension last year.
फिर हाफ टाइम बाद वैलोरेंट तब से देखता आ रहा हूँ, कभी इतना चैट नहीं किया. लव यू यार धनंजय भाई, लव यू यार.
It might be pretty spread across the map right now. They want to take this shower control. Artson would love to get the dimensional drift here.
इतना टाइम से देख के 150 रुपए का मेंबरशिप नहीं लिया ना.
Had the gate crash that entire time towards the fountain side.
लव यू मैं टेक बैक्स कर रहा हूँ. टेक बैक्स कर रहा हूँ. ले लिया मैंने रिटर्न.
Into shower. Knows that it's been given up. And this is going to have NRG pretty steadfast in these B positions. Crossfire set up right now in hookah. Ethan to take contact.
All right, here we go. Showstopper. Mada just barely looks back at that explosion. Ultimate cool guy energy there from Aspas. His openers have been very good the last few rounds.
मर गया. Spit
now once more. Snarled up here on a teammate. Oh, yeah, a little bit of an inclination of the head. He realizes that there was a golden opportunity to hit that side hard that has now gone begging.
NRG were ready to rotate out of there real fast if you were looking at the mini-map, but they have slowed things down at this point. Could be a crucial moment over towards Showers. Yeah, this engagement with Psalm, this timing.
He knows. Cortesian knows, man. No, it don't matter. He's got a judge, bro. Got a judge. All right, rifle taken, and Som has the bandwidth to interrupt the plan. It's going to be a dive now here.
दो बंदे already है chat.
There's players at Octagon. Scuba well positioned to be the thorn in the side.
दो बंदे already इधर है.
Only one up here, it's just Shenum with a spike knocked to hand, and Ethan puts him out of his misery. And trust me, that was miserable for MIBR.
अगर वाइपर वो फाइट जीत जाता भाई, पूरा राउंड उनका था भाई.
Very chaotic hookah engagement. You had Scuba get over into long, Ethan into elbow. Saw him that entire time.
एक फाइट डिसाइड किया बे, कौन जीतेगा ये राउंड.
Everything, no matter where MIBR opted to go, there was some level of
ये फाइट भाई 14 HP पे ये फाइट जीत गया, वो लोग का राउंड था बे.
Like yes, man. Like come
the most American celebration you could ask for.
Oh my God! All right, we're going fast from NRG. Finally, MIBR standing still and playing at a slow pace. It does kind of work out when the defenders send it at you.
So the second Wolf won this round for NRG, I guess. Look what has happened. They have thrown themselves at MIBR, and they have been repelled.
थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया भैया.
Scooter.
Bro, crazy flick.
Shooting.
Another winning और क्या चाहिए?
Spike is in a different quadrant of the map.
Hey, welcome to the Jinx fam.
MIBR, they are taking their time, allowing Zia to pick up the spike so you can have the Viper's Pit activated for the next round. This has been
कुछ crazy play बनाने के लिए रुके थे, लेकिन
entire way.
वो लोग ready थे बे, मैं भी ready था भाई, full ready था.
Next round in a pretty pivotal one, given that both these teams' economies would be undeveloped, a little shaky, and one round away from being compromised.
that was pretty bold of energy on that round.
But अभी at least
next it's fine.
energy को read आना चाहिए कि MIBR B पे जाने
वाला है. They want to mix things up. I'm not mad at that.
Because B is the best fucking side for
MIBR playing.
Viper ult,
no sir,
Brim ult, Fade ult, and Euro ult. Best
like that.
fucking side.
They've been taking their time.
Genuinely, if I might indulge myself for a second, just a banger game served up to us here. Between MIBR and NRG, the latter, of course, looking for that playoff spot here in Stage 2. And what a turnaround that would be after a horrific start to Americas this year.
पहले ऑर्ब लेंगे, A पे प्रेशर देंगे, B जाएंगे, 100% B जाएंगे, 101%.
Great play. Cool. All right. Let's see what happens here. You mentioned it, but right now, 7 ultimates on the board with potential for an 8th, with Brock being 1 away. It looks like there might be a fight towards Shower. Ethan was jiggling that fairly aggro, but not going to happen. MIBR, they're going to peel away. Do they try to go through this pit? Nightfall, and they have a dimensional drift. They've got the tools to do it. There's a Prowler as well that can connect onto Scuba.
Ethan has an L-Command to respond to this, though. Both teams going all in. Max investment in this round.
I like that orbital strike. It's just going to nullify the attempt from MIBR to dive onto Scuba. He is safe because of that. So just trading ults back and forth, but it results in NRG being ahead.
They forced an L-Command out as well as that orbital strike, though. So that's it for NRG.
Brimstone आ गया rotation में.
Yeah, both teams just, they sent it.
अब भी ये लोग B जाने का plan बना रहे हैं. इतना utils वो करके.
Som still goes for the orbital strike on shore. Oh, Mara, no! What a time for it to happen. 22 and 11, then just flubs it.
That is disastrous. And now it looks like MIBR want to sell. Artzin is trying to push forward.
Brock is going to do so much.
Oh, and there's the Prowler as well. They are begging NRG to rotate over towards this B site, but they're just not buying it right now.
Doesn't sell it.
20 seconds.
And here's Ethan, tries to slow him down. It's Cortezia first. Aspar steps out. There's a molly behind him. It looks like Shannon pushed past it, but too late to trade this kill.
Bro, सामने round जिता दिया. Round ही जिता दिया. Time ही नहीं है भाई.
And that is a 4K for Som. Beautiful. And that veterancy comes up clutch when they need it.
NRG are just not buying MIBR's rotates. They are
भाई Som ने पूरा round जीता है भाई.
Re-hits or re-wraps.
Goat ने क्या molly डाला है.
So well to absorb these last second executes. Scuba just retains that position at short. Som is playing for Shower. It's such excellent defensive play. I love watching NRG the way they play that side. We saw it on Lotus. We're seeing it here again.
Crazy.
They still have cash though. They're still bought up. And
भाई ये last round है. ये last round है इनके लिए.
Showers. It's not going to see any action.
Actually लोग right side पे जा रहे हैं. बहुत fast जा रहे हैं लोग. इतना डिक्की करके क्यों जा रहा है?
Probe at B long for MIBR. Doesn't have the full weight of commitment behind it just yet.
And the second that cloud drops, the molly is thrown down. So NRG can just try to retain a bit of the space, but regardless, Scuba is going to be forced back. Well-timed 0 point gets a connection onto multiple players for Ethan.
While NRG spent very heavily those ultimates in the previous round, Cortezia and Zenom still have theirs. And it's Viper's Pit for the post-plant, potentially Orbital to stall out in that same scenario.
जीत गए.
Retaining 3 players on this B site. They have Mada positioned so deep into Shower with the operator. Smokes are going to come down. What can NRG do? That Haunt going up top, not going to catch anyone for a free spam kill. MIBR is still stuck at the choke point, not able to get in just yet.
They've got to go. The stall util's been drawn out. MIBR have got to make the play, but Scuba too snappy with it. Oh, buddy. That's pretty darn good. Here's
Ethan को मारना था. Ethan ने whiff किया.
Keeps in
Chat, Ethan ने whiff किया chat.
In this round.
The molly.
Oh no! Okay, Viper's Pit comes down, but it's pre-plant. This gives Som a chance to go, and he knows it's just Cortezia there. Paint shell thrown in to further delay things. Cortezia has to take a fight here. 10 seconds. Som decaying down, but he knows this is where he needs to be. This would be his moment. And now it's on Mada. Disrespect it! There's no time! Unreal! Mada saves the day again. What a blast pack! And Cortezia, that one is going to tell you.
These last-second plant attempts from MIBR have just been there on doing. Oh, look at Artzin. He is crushed. Absolutely devastated by that round loss, and who can blame him?
You've got to call a timeout here. You see, a player has their head in their hands. Get him out of that round. Have a chat to them as quickly as you possibly can. Another posthumous Red Bull clutch from Mata. The store util too good.
Just lives for long enough. Mata has been an easy MVP today. I cannot believe they won that round. There are several rounds in this bind game that I cannot believe Energy won. If you think back to like the Psalm clutch at the end of the first half as well.
Okay.
Oh man, there's some magic for this team right now.
Via osmosis by the looks of things.
भाई लग गए बे प्लांट भी नहीं मिला और पैसा भी नहीं है.
Will that be enough?
Chat.
to cool this guy down.
Alt भी नहीं है, plant भी नहीं है, पैसा भी नहीं है यार.
Of insane gameplay on bind finds us here. MIBR have enough to have an okay buy. It's okay. It's a couple stingers here. We're gonna have to do it. The NA way to keep this team in this series. And NRG 1 round away. Securing that playoff spot here in stage 2.
Sending that early Prowler, yeah. Again, towards a shower. Forced to give it up. There's an early rotate from Psalm over towards this A site.
Full retake kill.
Players for NRG ready to absorb this hit.
Fake the gate crash. That was in the corner of the side, but Brock can see it, so that's not really doing much. Smoke down on that plant location. This should spot. Yeah, just Aspas here on short. Slow playing. There's time in the round still for MIBR to milk. 3 players in attendance for NRG. Okay, Orbital's going to clear Lamb. Som's going to pull out of that. Entirely off the site go NRG. Aspas, a showstopper as a result, will have limited value, but he got that damage on Mata, and there's the spray follow up by Kutazia.
Shannon in some danger. He's only got the Sheriff. Was caught in a duel for a moment, but escapes, doesn't want to fight. Ethan with just that weapon would rather retain this 5-on-4. Artzin pressed up close with the Stinger timing. The reload audio.
Great way to overcome the weaker buy in this round. MIBR overwhelmed NRG. There's very little to say.
बच गया.
Super just has to save. These rounds have been so close at the energy economy.
अब देखने का क्या करने का है. सॉम के पास पैसा नहीं है.
Into the next round.
भाई लेकिन मेजर प्रॉब्लम पता है क्या है? मेजर प्रॉब्लम.
From his NRG comrades.
मेजर प्रॉब्लम पता है क्या है?
That was a nice round for MIBR.
सॉम का अल्टा रहा है, इतन का अल्टा सकता है. माड़ा का अल्ट तो 101% आएगा. ओटी मैच जब खेलेगा. रक्षाबंधन का क्या प्लान है? दोपहर को जी, शाम को प्रीमियर, रात को एने.
And that spam kill just really set them up to win things out.
NRG, I mean, they tried an MIBR-esque play off the site approach, but they didn't really have the util to play themselves back in. That is kind of insane spam. That moment from Artazine really feels like it was decisive in the round. Gives them that upgrade.
Sure.
Yeah, just little confident moments like that you need to be taking, right?
He just had his head in his hands. That's how important the timeout was, I think, to give them that injection of energy.
Speaking of, Mata is just sending it into shower, ready to take a fight. Gets full control, and in the meantime, Psalm has walked all the way up short. And bear in mind, NRG not investing into this round. Their economy is just in a dire situation. I mean, you think back to Mata clutched a 1 versus 2 by denying the spike, but also died. So all 5 players were dead. These guys do not have good money.
Yes.
They've been winning close rounds.
1 minute. अभी push करना पड़ेगा. अरे भाई suppress कर दिया.
Yep.
Suppress कर दिया.
Might be a record. That's definitely a clone. So another slow round for MIBR. Happy to play it this way. NRG looking uncomfortable. The weaponry certainly isn't here for them.
The entirety of the team, though, are stacking up towards B. This is so dangerous for MIBR because Mata's pushed all the way out of A.
Oh my god, 4 बंदे भाई ये बस guns रहता था ना. अगर ये बस guns रहता.
They go for a last second hit and run into 4 players.
Oh no.
They could lose on an anti-eco.
Oh, the foul that clears that adequately. Som's able to get out though, nice mechanics. 0 point, they still catch the players looking to make Octagon theirs, and that's, yep, two of them caught out. It's the Aura and the Viper respectively. Brock's able to find one with the Sheriff, it's going to be Scuba, and the swing off the side here for Brock. Some damage, but does get sprayed low inside the container. Leaves it down to the two riflers, Scuba and Mata in the round.
They're on the flank right now through Hookah. Can Mata find the timing? Can he clutch up again for NRG?
Headshot down, 2 versus 2. Player inside the site, they know. From Mata, and the showstopper couldn't be released. Scuba, jump peaks. Mata spotted Cortesia, but it's an issue of time as well. A complex problem to unravel for Scuba.
Oh my god!
Beautiful stuff from NRG. And Mata again works a brand of magic only he can provide. What a way to play this team back into the game.
God, bro!
A very easy MVP call for this series. That was insane from Mata on both maps. 3 aces. Puts Scuba in that 1v1 to win the last round. Spam kills Verno again through container in the same spot. What the hell, man? 7 first bloods that game. Oh my god.
On that map, Aspas is 9 first bloods. Like, we genuinely get a vintage Aspas performance over this whole series. Both maps, he is firing.
Oh yeah, Bolte was just showed out.
It is still not enough. Some of the stuff that Som pulled off.
हाँ बे एक्चुअल में आसपास ने किया रे अपना काम.
This might be got them in playoffs, man. A bit of a unicorn of a game, but you are dead right, Wyatt. The stakes in this game for both teams are pretty high, but with this win, NRG have booked their ticket to. I can't believe I'm saying.
भाई एनर्जी लेकिन क्रेब भाई माड़ा बेंच पागल हो गए बे लास्ट में. हाँ माड़ा पागल हो गए बे लास्ट में. बराबर तेजस भाई बराबर. के आंसर में थैंक यू फॉर द 9 months मेरी चैट के चोचे. चैट इसी के साथ 14.5 hours की स्ट्रीम यहाँ पे हम पॉज लेंगे और कंटिन्यू करेंगे दोपहर को जी फाइटिंग के साथ. जी फाइटिंग भाई आई रियली होप, आई रियली होप कि DRX के सामने जीते. प्ले ऑफ क्वालिफाई नहीं कर रहा, लेकिन एक वो एक रहता ना कि एक है बे बात है, वो एक है. हाँ वो देखने का है यार, वो देखने का है. चलो मिलते गाइस, बाय 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 बाय. आदियोस चढ़वे पादियोस. टेक केयर, सी या, गुड नाइट, लव यू चैट, बाय बाय, सी या. चट को